Meow. Meow.
Da da dun 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 da 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 dun 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 da dun. No. Da da dun 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 dun.
Sound good. Hello, people. That's Two Bros Game. I'm your host, Sugar Bro.
I'm your host, Older Bro.
And we're back shiny hunting for Wooloo, where we've had quite a day.
Yeah, guys. We basically have been recording all day. And we went and watched a movie, which there'll be a hot take of this week.
And we'll be recording all day tomorrow as well.
This is not Ocarina of Time. You're right, it's not Ocarina of Time.
You're right, Mr. B.
Did it not update? It did not. That's a problem. Let me fix that, Mr. B.
Anyway, guys, I was hopeful I would go maybe play Fortnite with younger sis because she's been asking me all week. That ain't happening today. That'll probably happen tomorrow, though. Maybe. If I don't have an absurd amount of stuff I have to do. As in, guys, I've been busy pretty much every day this last week. And that's going to happen next week and maybe the week after. It all depends on when I can get through the next, technically 4 mobile series. I'm editing them right now. But one of them is going to be a bite-sized mobile series. So
yeah,
it's not going to take very long to get that done.
Yeah, let me check our data now. I should have updated it, but it may not actually update. Okay, it did. Good. Perfect.
I will also reload to get the update.
Yep. So, okay, Mr. B, thank you. It's been fixed. Also, hello. How are you doing today?
So guys,
sorry that it's not Ocarina of Time.
So another thing that's going on off camera today, just today, a tooth I thought was going to decay out of my mouth at some point. Well, I think it's getting there.
Oh.
Because it's not hurting to where it's like I have to rush to the dentist, but it is something I'm concerned about.
I mean, that's fair.
So I'm like, okay, what am I doing wrong with my teeth? I did not want this to happen again. Well, it could be because of the toothbrush I used. I've been using the same toothbrush for quite some time. Couldn't tell you when I first started using it, but I know it's been a long time. And I've been using it 3 times a day, every day, since my last dentist appointment. So it's been used a lot more than I was previously using it. So I have to look into replacing its head because it has replaceable heads. So I'm going to start doing that today. Like literally after this stream, I'm ordering some new toothbrush heads because I do not want to go back to the dentist. I've never had...
You should be going back to the dentist every 6 months.
I know, but that's for, checkups. I have never gone to a dentist appointment for checkups, ever. It's always been, we're yanking a tooth out.
Gotcha. Oh, hey, Braylon.
Hey, Braylon.
You got a Wooloo card today. Well, that's cool. I like a lot of... I like a lot of the cute cards, so I imagine that any of the Wooloo cards I would absolutely love. And I think the ones I do have I've actually really enjoyed, so.
But, yeah, guys, I really don't want another tooth yanked out, even though I still have to get my wisdom teeth taken out, I think. I don't know. Because they're not a problem.
Braylon, I'm split on that. Let's not start controversial topics today. I would say that Wooloo... Here's the thing. I'd say Wooloo and Mareep are both equally valid.
Anyways, so I don't even know if my wisdom
good.
teeth need to be taken out at all. Because I've not had any issues with my wisdom teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, guys,
I mean, that's the thing. It's like, you don't need to have your wisdom teeth taken out if they're not a problem. a lot of the reasons why people have them taken out early is because if you have to take them out when you're an adult, then it's more complicated. It's a lot more difficult. So they're like, well, let's just take them out now. But it's like, if you don't need them taken out, I don't see any reason to take them out. They're not threatening your life in any way for existing.
Yeah, they're not the problem. Right now, my teeth in my current mouth are my problem, not my wisdom teeth.
I like the implication of that you're going to get a new mouth.
No, what I'm worried is it'll evolve into the point where I have to get all of my teeth yanked out like my mom did. And I really don't want that.
Well, that's awesome. Hopefully you caught it. You've joined Younger Bro's ranks of getting a shiny before the Elite Four.
That's cool, Braylon. But yeah, I don't know what's so bad about your wisdom teeth. Like
it's the same thing. So the wisdom teeth, your wisdom teeth are similar to a thing to like your appendix, in the sense that like they do something, but I believe they actually like help filter things. But the problem is if they get infected. Hello, FedEx.
Hello,
now,
FedEx.
I do not believe that you are an official representative of FedEx, but I will overlook that. You had yours at 14 or 15, Braylon? Yeah, I just had 3 of mine out, which pissed me off, because they went to remove mine because one of them was a problem. It was like impinging on my nerve. And then it turns out that one was so impinging on my nerve they couldn't remove it, so they removed the other 3. And I'm like, if you weren't going to remove that one, then why the fuck wouldn't you just say, well, we can't remove that one, no need to remove the others? Asshole. But yeah, I mean, if you got them out, like, I mean, that's fine. I'm not sitting here saying you're wrong to remove them. Like,
yeah, it's just, to me, it's like, I don't think I need to remove them until they are a problem.
yeah, exactly. That was my frustration, because, like, technically none of them are a problem. Well, the one that is a problem can't be fixed.
Yeah, for all I knew, like, all of the wisdom teeth were, like, interconnected in some formal way.
I remember they do something, I can't remember what they do, but it's like the appendix, where it's like, it has a bodily function, and if it fails to do that bodily function correctly, then it needs to be removed immediately, because that could cause bigger problems. So.
Okay.
If I select a Score Bunny, how do I get the other Pokemon? I have no idea.
Okay, I know what you're saying. So, in order to get the other starters, you either have to... Actually, I think the only way you can get the other starters is by trading.
Yeah,
I think that's the only other way.
That's it.
So, I have an easy excuse. I always buy both copies, and what I do is, with my second copy, is I start the game up, then trade them as soon as possible, then restart the game and play through it again. So, you either trade it with surprise trade,
trade it with yourself,
or trade it with yourself, or trade it with your friends. Only 3 ways.
There are no alternatives.
They are not in game.
No problem.
Yeah, the only games where you could select more than one starter were on the 3DS, and that was X and Y, and I think Sun and Moon? I can't remember. But in X and Y, you could get... I don't know if you could get every generation of starters, but you got pretty close. I can remember like 3 times where you could select starters in X and Y. I remember you could select from Unova, Kanto, and Kalos. Those were the 3 I remember.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think Arceus is the only game where you could catch all the starters in game.
Original yellow.
And
you
maybe
got,
yellow.
Original
yes.
yellow.
Yes.
You got all the starters.
Sorry, I forgot about yellow. Yes. But I'm saying like nowadays it's
no
Arceus.
modern games do that. And I guess Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, because it's Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee basically is yellow.
Yeah, I almost want to describe Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee as a yellow.
I mean, it's literally Let's Go
remaster.
Pikachu.
Yeah.
So yellow.
It might as well be.
So yeah. It's
Okay,
weird that we got a Fire Red and Leaf Green remake, and we got a Red and Blue remake in Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Okay,
and now we've got a yellow remake.
So there are at least 3 games in the main series where you could get all the starters.
Yeah. Pokemon Yellow, new Pokemon Yellow, and the game that isn't a main series game.
I don't know what Arceus was. Arceus is...
It's definitely... Here's the thing. It's definitely
a
side
side
series
game. It has to be
game.
in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
Yeah,
like,
it's definitely a side series game, but it's great. Love it.
I want... There's a mod that's like... Pokemon Legends Celebi. I'm like, yes! I want more of that! Where the Legend series is
Ancient
just...
Johto.
Well, the Legend series is just all the mythicals. And we get to learn the stories about the mythicals. So we start with Arceus. Then we go to Mew, Nancy,
I'd love it.
Celebi. I want that.
I'd love it. Give us some lore on ancient Johto. I buy the DLC and see that I can get the legendaries.
Well, you could get Zapdos, Articuno, and Moltres, the new forms, and you can get Cubfu and Urshifu.
Yeah, I mean you could already get the box legendaries in the game without the DLC.
Yeah, and you can actually get Keldeo if you get the DLC.
Yep.
But you have to catch the other 3 Pokemon and actually know how to summon Keldeo. But still, you can get those Pokemon. So there are quite a few legendaries, but not a lot. Like, it hasn't been what it was in the past, like with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and I think it was Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. You literally could get every legendary from every gen.
I was gonna say, I think Gold and Silver sort of did that too.
Oh right, I forgot about
Those
Dynamax Adventures. Dynamax Adventures, you can get all the legendaries.
That's right.
But I hate Dynamax Adventures, so I never think about it.
Is that in the DLC?
Yes.
Okay, then that's it. That's what he's talking about.
Sorry, I just dislike Dynamax Adventures because it takes so long to go through. I would rather just do normal raids from the wild area and hope and pray that one of them is like a Rayquaza raid than to go through Dynamax Adventures one time. But
I mean, I get it.
I'm going to be doing it when we switch. Well, not switch, but I'm going to be trying to do it when we... I was thinking of doing the Dynamax Adventures for a mobile series. I still haven't decided yet. Like, continue my Shield playthrough and do the Ultra Beasts. Like, I knew they were going to take a long time, so, I mean, putting them in a mobile slot might fit. Don't know yet, haven't decided, because it's Dynamax Adventures and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Nee.
Sorry, guys. Right now I'm looking through. I just realized that I have a... Oh, yeah. Okay. I had a document. I had 2 different documents. I had a tracker for all the trading cards, and my attempt to remake that tracker in my drive, and I was like, I could throw these out now because I actually have a tracker.
Oh, by the way, speaking of cards, can you guess which card people want the most in the Scarlet and Violet set?
It's probably Charizard because it's always Charizard.
No.
Is
No.
Charizard in the set?
Not Charizard.
Okay.
I don't think Charizard's even in the set.
Okay. So this is a card that's in Scarlet and Violet.
This is Scarlet and Violet. It is not a Charizard.
I don't know all the cards in there. So legendary or mythical?
Neither.
Hold on. Let me think through Scarlet and Violet. Is it it's not the new Pikachu.
It's not a Pokemon.
Oh, God. Is it Arven?
No.
But is it a person?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's the girl.
Which girl?
The one you care about.
Not Penny. But
Really?
Penny is up there. She has a very good alt art.
Don't know.
I think she has one or two.
Don't know.
It's actually Miriam. People want the Miriam alt art.
nurse?
The nurse.
Really? The nurse?
The nurse alt art goes for over $1,000.
I mean,
That was
what?
Ellie Gaming's chase card, and she got it in her first box opening of Scarlet and Violet.
Okay, hold on. Time the fuck out. Hold on. I know that the nurse is a great character.
She is a wonderful character.
But the idea that she is so exceeding, like, Penny, that's insane to me. Like,
yeah, they want her more
Holy
than
shit.
Penny. But she has a really good alt art. Like, even I want it. But I can't lie that I want Penny as well.
I'm just so I get the feeling that part of that is because people really like that nurse, and
Oh, yeah.
I mean, really.
I mean, I liked her too.
Like, I imagine that people are like, "Oh, teach me, teacher."
But guess who the next runner-up is in the Japanese current next set?
No clue.
Well, not Lano. Iono was in the first set.
Iono's good.
She's in the second, and people want her the
Iono.
most.
Yeah.
I don't.
Now that one I believe.
But
Iono.
But here's the thing. I don't know if she has an alt art because I've not seen the whole Japanese set because I'm waiting for the English release. Because the English release is going to be different than the Japanese release. They are wanting the normal full art of Iono.
Iono.
So to me, it's like, okay, if they want just the normal full art the most, she must not have an alt art. Or if she does, it must not be as good. Because there are rainbow rares that I own that I'm like, it looks better as a normal card.
Yeah.
Like, guys, I own a rainbow rare Roxanne from Brilliant Stars. Sorry, not Roxanne, Roseanne. And I wanted the normal full art more. I mean, I wanted Gloria a lot too. And Marnie's Pride. I got Marnie's Pride. I freaking jumped out of my fucking chair. But, Gloria and Roseanne was the other one. Because I just don't like giving these cards rainbow rarity is, well, rarer, but I just don't know if it looks as good. Like, there are some cards that, yes, rainbow rare looks really good on. But I think that looks good on mainly Pokemon cards. Not trainer cards. Like, actual Pokemon cards, like the Pokemon. Yeah. Giving them the trainers, Like, I'm kind of glad they don't have a Rainbow Rare Marnie's Pride, but Marnie does have a Rainbow Rare, and that was in the original Sword and Shield set.
Yeah.
And I still loved the fact that the Rainbow Rare Marnie was more common than the normal Marnie.
Braylon, you live next door to Amish? Do you live in Pennsylvania?
Welcome to Hotel Pennsylvania.
The Hotel Pennsylvania! Yes, I do.
As a matter of fact, I do.
Look, I mean, the Amish are known as the Pennsylvania Dutch, so
It is not metaphorical.
I mean, it's a solid guess.
Sally.
Well, I mean, hey, I hope they're having fun.
They're enjoying their day on the lawn. Not the beach, it's the lawn.
Hey, one family moved and then the everyone moved. Wow. So you live next door to an entire Amish community. It's not just one family. I was like, the Amish are very traditional.
Yeah, have you ever watched that show about the Amish where they do not like the touch the supernatural because it messes with them.
Here's the thing. This isn't necessarily true of all Amish, but it's true of most Amish. The Amish are, generally speaking, Christians. They're a Christian culture that they value traditional ways of life. So they tend to live in communities with each other because they believe in a communal lifestyle where, the community shares responsibilities of, raising the young and stuff like that.
Yeah, they believe that, electronics and stuff, kind of worship the devil and something.
It's not even necessarily that for all communities. For most of them, it's just a simple fact that they don't like modern technology because they believe it degrades their way of life.
Yeah, it's something or other, but
they have reasons.
But when they start using electronics and stuff, it starts to screw with them.
Yeah. There are actually many Amish communities that don't do that though. The Amish there are diverse Amish. So there are some Amish that they simply believe in the communal way of life, but they are fine with having electronics and the computer and stuff like that. So it all depends on the specific groups that you
But yeah, I don't know what Amish groups were featured in that show, but I know this. They do not...
13 or 14 kids. Holy shit.
Yeah, they do not dare to touch any electricity.
Yeah.
There was one account where this guy, he was moving into a nice new home. He loved it.
Yep.
The only problem was it had electricity in it.
Yeah.
And they never used it. They never used this electricity at all. But they started noticing things.
Yeah.
And these things led to one thing and another. One night, they found their son with a pig head on top of him. He was wearing a pig head. And they were like, nope! So, I don't know if they moved out of the house or they immediately stripped all electronics from that fucking house.
Could be either one.
Then, after that, all that seemed to stop, but...
Yeah, exactly. It's there are different... The Amish are a very diverse group. Every community is different. So some of them are perfectly fine with having, electronics and computers and cell phones and, modern farming equipment. Others are, nope, we need to use hand saws and anything above battery powered is too much for us.
But yeah,
it all depends on your group.
That one story stuck with me. I was like, oh, shit.
She's the Amish taxi service.
She's the Amish Uber.
Braylon, you need to get in on this and start a business and call it Braylon's Amish delivery service.
If you're Amish, you don't ride for free, but get on. Amish delivery. Get your Amish delivery.
Just no one would get the Kiki's delivery service reference out of that. Just for you.
Everywhere he goes, he just announces, "I'm delivering Amish." Out of the way. Get out of your way! Can't you see that I'm delivering Amish here?
Honestly, most people probably wouldn't because they see a normal car and not a horse-drawn buggy and assume that they're not Amish.
They paid for the premium free ride!
I haven't seen Kiki's Delivery Service, but I've seen Totoro. Yeah, it's been years since I saw Totoro, so I do not remember how that movie ends. So I need to rewatch it.
Come on,
But I remember, and I also haven't seen Kiki's Delivery Service in years. So I've unfortunately forgotten both of those. I really need to rewatch them. I still need to get my driver's license, but I'm not driving Amish when I do.
Hello, Amish
Hey,
delivery.
it sounds like it's a very profitable business venture.
Hey, Amish delivery, table for 5.
What? Is the table in her car? Like, what? Is the...
They asked to go to a dinner.
The Amish delivery company takes its employees out for like a meal, and they call themselves the Amish delivery company? I mean, that's understandable, Braylon. Honestly, I would pay somebody to drive me places, not because I'm scared of driving, but because I enjoy being a passenger more and would use the time to do whatever the hell I wanted.
I mean...
Yeah, hey, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, Bestie. She is so scared of driving that she doesn't even want to get a license. But here's the thing. I don't know if it's scared or she just doesn't want to get a license.
Could be either.
And I never really went into it, but I'm like, as an adult, you look at it, it's like, why don't you have a license?
By the way, I don't know if I talked about this, but I really like the Pokemon centers in Britain.
Oh.
Like, I really like the design of that building.
I got 2 brilliant Nickets back to back, but... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like,
They
it
look
really...
pretty decent.
Yeah, unlike...
Decent.
Because that's one of the weird things about other Pokemon centers in the rest of the games. I didn't pay attention to this in Arceus or in the new games. But, no, actually, it's definitely true in Scarlet and Violet.
Arceus didn't have Pokemon centers.
That's true, they didn't. They didn't even have any
You kind of
places.
healed yourself.
Yeah, but that's the thing about Pokemon centers. They always stand out. And I know that's the point, but I mean that, like, they literally feel like they don't belong in the city. Like, they literally feel like an alien dropped them in place. Because they don't match any of the buildings around them.
Well, no, because it's different countries.
No. I mean in the country. I'm saying, like, think back to, like, Scarlet and Violet. There's literally just a goddamn Pokemon Center building sitting on the edge of town, and it doesn't look like any building in town. In any town in the entire game. Same with every other Pokemon game. The Pokemon Centers just look completely foreign to the town.
Let's talk about the real-life Pokemon Center for a second.
Yeah. Well, first, look at this one, though. That actually fits with the character of the buildings in town.
Yes.
That one looks well designed.
I love it.
Like,
it's good. It fits.
Hell, that almost looks like a Pokemart with the blue roof. It's like, it's cool.
Yeah. Let's talk about real-life Pokemon Centers for a second.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if this is true for the New York Pokemon Center, which
Sure.
is the one we can go to because it's the closest one. But, so, me and Ellie Gaming were talking to each other. She finally responded to me after a good while.
Yeah.
And she was talking to me about the Pokemon Center. And she told me this, and she didn't mention this in the video. I don't think she did. But her Pokemon Center in England.
Sure. In London, I believe.
England, London, wherever. Only lasts for like a week, then it closes. It's almost like a convention.
Yeah.
It's not a real Pokemon Center. Because when I think about the real Pokemon Centers, I think of the red building that is open 24/7 and is just a Pokemon shop. And that's what I believe the one in New York is. But apparently that's not what the one in England is. That's so strange. I thought I ran out of moves for everyone, but I didn't. But yeah, that is disappointing, and I feel so sorry for Ellie. She can't always just go and look at that shop whenever she wants. Guys, we would like to go to conventions. We were planning to go to a convention, and then I lost my job.
Actually, I'm not even sure the New York one's still open. It might also be temporary. Because I'm looking at a site that's talking about all the Pokemon centers. And
Are they all conventional based?
they're all Japan. The only one... There are only 16 Pokemon centers. Like, they're actually Pokemon Center buildings. I think they're all... I think they're all convention-based. Outside of these. 5 are in Tokyo. All but 1 are in Japan. 1 is in Singapore. So I'm not even sure the New York one is still there.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it closed in 2005 in New York City.
2005, come on.
Okay, the building is still there. And still is a Pokemon Center. It's now called Nintendo New York.
Okay.
So it's a retail location and museum for Nintendo hardware and brands.
But
it's just not a Pokemon Center anymore.
Yeah. Okay, good. Guys, I was hopeful to maybe go there one day. Take a vacation, go check it out.
Yeah, there was a temporary location in London in 2019 because of Sword and Shield. And it opened for a month and closed. Like, it was meant to be there as a promotional building.
And then they brought it back again and also took it away.
Yeah, they have an online storefront, so like you can buy it in the UK, but it's...
Yeah, the Pokemon Center just...
But yeah, the buildings that are actually Pokemon Centers, only in Japan.
Rough. Which is why only me and older bro can go to conventions. I mean, we could maybe get a $200 ticket to Japan, just the problem is me. I hate heights. Hate it. I don't really want to find myself on a plane unless the world is ending and I have to take a plane to save my life. I know it's the safest travel and yada yada yada, but you have to physically knock me out to get me on the plane. Like, I need an absolute good reason to be on a plane. Otherwise, I am going to avoid them for all my life. And what really sucks is, on my degree, the most paying job I could get with my degree is a wire balancer. And what that is I get in a helicopter and I get strapped into a hook chair and I slide along wires and I fix them, recalibrate them, balance them, all that good stuff.
Never heard of whatever the hell you're talking about, but I'm sure
well,
it exists.
the most paying...
I believe it, but I just never heard of it.
Like, literally, if I got that job, I would make bank. I would live in a fucking mansion.
Braylon, the only way you're getting her in a plane is to go to Disney World. Now, World's in Florida, right? It's land that's in California. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, honestly, we've driven not much further to go to Walt Disney World. We didn't fly. So honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if you just flew. Or you didn't fly and just drove there.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a few days.
It takes a few days, but like, make a week of it. 4 of the days is driving, and 3 of the days is actually being at Walt Disney World.
That's what we had to do.
Yeah.
Seems like everywhere I go with Father on a vacation, we're always in a big hurry.
Yeah, well, that's the reason. It's because he wants to maximize the amount of days and time that we're doing stuff.
Yeah.
And minimize the amount of driving.
Know.
After Final Destination, I never want to fly. I don't think that Final Destination is a good judgment of proper safety standards, but I understand. I also as a kid had great concerns about elevators after seeing the clip from Final Destination with an elevator.
Like, there's always a fear of everything. My fear is just heights. That's why I don't want to be on a plane. It's not that I'm afraid of the plane itself or anything like that. It's just, I know it goes well over 10,000 feet.
Yep.
And my body just does not want to be anywhere near that height.
Yeah, I don't remember which one it was. I just remember seeing a scene from a Final Destination movie that had an elevator in it. And I'm like, nope. So,
yeah, I'm fine with watching movies, like, with planes and elevators and heights and all that. Like, watching the movies, I'm fine.
yeah.
Being in those situations is...
No.
No. Because I would not know what to do. I would fucking panic.
Yeah. Understood.
Yeah, like...
Unfortunately, I can say this. If we ever do become, like, you know, full-time people and we have to do, you know, conventions and stuff, younger bro's gonna have to figure out a good way to deal with planes.
You can take the plane. I'm taking a long way.
That, I'm saying that might not be an option. Like,
Then knock me out.
well, we'll see. I don't think... Here's the thing. You can't exactly do that. I would go to jail. Okay, it's from the second movie. Yeah. I couldn't remember... My father had those movies. I remember them from when I was a kid. But I could not tell you
Yeah, the only movies...
what movie it was from.
The only movies I've seen with planes, specifically, was...
Outside of planes.
Yeah, ignoring planes. I'm talking about real-life planes.
Yeah.
I was
Is
gonna say
probably World War II movies.
Jurassic Park 3, any of the World War II movies, and
Indiana Jones.
Sully. I'm saying, like, mainly about planes. You are traveling on planes.
Got you. About planes. Yeah,
And I'd count helicopters. That's why World War II, you see these guys in helicopters and have the big 50 cal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say the movie that... So, before my fear of heights, my number one fear was tornadoes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, older bro went through that phase.
Yeah.
I still am afraid of them, but I know if I stay away from them, they should not hurt me in any way, because I've only ever seen one tornado.
Yeah.
And I think that was when we were driving out in the country. I think I saw one in the field.
Yeah.
It was really close to us. But, yeah, my fear of that just kind of dived down. So, guys, the movie I feared as a kid wasn't, like, Jason or anything like that. No.
Yeah.
It was Twister. Because the movie was about tornadoes, and my heart would drop every time I would watch it. I've rewatched it as an adult, and I can say for certain I'm not scared of that movie anymore because of
That's fair.
how dated it is.
Yeah.
Like, the effects are so dated. I'm like,
Yeah.
why was I scared of this? There was a newer tornado movie. I can't remember what it was. Was it Cyclone?
I don't know.
That one, I don't even want to say that was a better movie. It wasn't. I still like Twister more than that movie.
Yeah.
But it didn't really get
But
me
it
to
was
fear
more.
anything.
I was gonna say it was more. I'm guessing more realistic in terms of its Cyclone Twister design.
Twister
Because yeah.
was, in terms of design, yeah, the newer movie was more realistic,
But you also just weren't as afraid anymore.
Yeah.
Fair, fair.
Twister, the old movie versus new movie, I like the classical one more, even though like I said, it's very, very dated.
Braylon asks, how would you beat Final Destination? I wouldn't. I would die.
Final Destination. How would I beat it? I don't even know if I've seen Final Destination.
Just let's say it this way. It's a movie where you die. Like, it's a
I
movie
mean-
where characters get killed in gruesome, extraordinary ways. So,
Okay.
that's the best way I can describe those movies.
So it's Jigsaw without the Jigsaw.
I don't know. I don't know the plot. I just know that all the scenes are of people dying in gruesome, horrific ways. Or, apparently, having a brick fall on them.
That almost sounds like 1,000 Ways to Die without the comedic effects.
Yep. No, I would die. No doubt in my mind I would die.
I think everybody, like you said, just everybody dies in Final Destination, right?
I don't know if everyone dies, but... At the least, I would die.
Just assume everybody's dead within the room.
You walk into a room, there's only dead bodies. There are still only dead bodies when you walk into the room.
All I know for certain is that this rate, if we don't catch the killer, all of us will be dead by morning.
Well, sucks for you, Jerry.
Interesting.
Ooh. How the fuck is that cheating death? It's like, that guy already was like, oh, you know, I still had this crazy dream. I think I'm gonna die. You know, I'm just not gonna go. And other people were like, you know, I think it's I'm too worried about it too. They're like, I wouldn't call that cheating death. I'd call that sheer dumb luck at living.
Here's the thing, there's some truth behind it, because we can sense if something bad is about to happen. We don't know what it is, and we don't know what it's necessarily going to be, but sometimes you can just sense, there's been too much good in my life, something bad's going to happen.
Well, yeah, it's not
Or
even that.
something.
They've done
to that
scientific
degree.
research on this, where there's been some scientific research on this kind of effect, where on some kind of premonition like this, because they looked at some analyses on, like, this was on things like the 9/11, and like on certain situations where people get into a near-death experience, and they found through whatever analyses they did that there's certain in these kind of situations, like, you'll see, like, oh, there's no, there's, like, people are going through it in a normal state, and then there's, like, people are very afraid, because, you know, they're in a near-death experience. But they found in their studies that there's a moment for some people. There's a moment where they're in a heightened state of fear before the event happens. Like, they literally have no knowledge the event is happening, and they've already entered into a panic state. And this isn't from just, like, they see somebody afraid and they get afraid. It's literally that, like, before anyone knows the event's happening, there are some people that become afraid, and then the event happens. Like, we're talking fractions of seconds. Like, 5 seconds or less before the event. So, there is some scientific, like, studies looking at something like that, where it's like they're not sure what causes that, but sometimes there is, like, when you have data points on something like this, there's actually a predictive element where it's like right before it, some of the data already predicts it. And it could all be just bullshit. Don't know, but there has been some weird studies into that.
I wonder if that kind of sense affects, like, when you, like, write your will before you die.
Now, I don't think it's that, but not necessarily, but it's definitely, yeah. The point is, there's definitely been situations where people are like, where people have, like, stories of, like, hey, or, like, I was going down the road, and I just got this feeling that I should slow down, so I slowed down, and suddenly a car barreled through. And if I hadn't slowed down, I would have died. I would have been hit immediately. There's no chance I would have lived. And there's just no explainable reason why they slowed down. They were like, I wasn't worried about my speed or anything. It's just literally, I just felt that I needed to slow down. And I slowed down and then didn't die. And so it's like, well, I don't know. So.
Yeah, guys, speaking of, like, near-death experiences and stuff like that, in my case, what happened was I was crossing a road and I saw a big white semi in my passenger seat. And instead of slowing down or, like, not reacting to it much, I sped up because I'm like, okay, I cannot have...
Yeah, you literally need to get out of the way because it was too late already.
Yep, it was a split-second decision. I'm like, I want them to hit the back of the truck. I would rather that happen.
Yep.
And they just barely nicked me.
Yep.
Yeah, that whole situation sucked. Yeah, sorry guys, I keep talking about the reason why I lost my job and stuff like that. It's just, it was stupid. It was very, very stupid.
Yeah, well.
And it's kind of...
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like...
hard on me a little.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I definitely understand, and it's definitely a thing that sucks, but it's like... Nothing we can do about it now. I mean, there was nothing we could do about it at the time either. It was just like...
I think the end result I'm hating is... I don't have a job.
Stuck. Yeah, you feel stuck in the current situation, no way out. And it's like, being in that situation before, I completely relate to.
Yeah, Braylon, so the whole story was I just successfully delivered a motor. My company specialized in fixing motors. So I strapped it up, delivered it to the client. I was on my way back. I get to this two-way stop sign. So one direction, people don't stop. The other direction, we have to stop because of the stop sign.
Yeah,
I'm at the stop sign. Yeah. So I'm at the stop sign, and I start to cross the road. I already looked left and right, and I thought it was clear. I start crossing the road. I get halfway across. I look in my passenger's window, and there was a big white semi, and I floored it. So floored it, and the semi barely nicks the back of me.
Yeah.
I get across the road, and I stop. I stop, and I look back at my truck. There was a red truck driver who witnessed the whole thing. He made sure I was okay, and I told him I was, and I told him what happened. What happened was, I didn't know what it was called, but a reflector was damaged on the back of the flatbed truck. It was just a reflector. Nothing else, nothing major. The truck was still drivable. So, I noticed the semi isn't coming back. I wait a good 10 minutes there.
Yeah, oh yeah. If they just go, and they're clearly not stopping or pulling over, they're not coming back.
Yeah, I wait. I basically tell the truck driver I'm fine, I'm leaving. And on the road back, I call my receptionist, and he tells me to call the boss man. I'm like, okay. I call the boss man, he's like, did you report it? I'm like, no. Because, guys, I've never been hit before. I didn't know I had to report it.
In many situations, you don't. Like, for example, just to give some context, my company has a delivery van. Somebody took it up to pick up packages and bring back to our business, and they were getting gas, and they scraped against one of the poles at one of the gas stations and got like red paint on the side of the truck and like dented the side of the truck, and they brought it back, and the response that they were similarly worried as you, and the response my boss gave was, A, it is extremely minimal and nobody gives a shit. B, it is not even worth the copay. It literally is. The damage was literally less than the amount we pay in insurance. Reporting it would be worthless. So not only did they not did our driver not he was an insurance guy. He literally did insurance, and even he was like, this isn't even worth reporting. And my company was like, nope, wasn't worth reporting. So in many situations like that, what the fuck are you gonna report? What's the report gonna do? You have no information on the truck other than it's a white fucking truck. That's gonna get them literally nowhere. There's 10,000 trucks that drive on that road a day, I'd assume. There's no way they're gonna get shit from white truck. So, and it's a fucking reflector. Those things cost a few $100 at most. Like, the insurance they pay is gonna the insurance increase that they get from reporting it would be more than that was worth.
But anyway, guys,
yeah,
so
I think even if you were at a reasonable company that wasn't already looking to fire you, I'm pretty sure that they would have probably just said, "Yeah, just come back."
Well, they did, and then when...
Well, I'm saying that if you'd said, if you'd called before leaving and said, "Hey, I just got hit by a truck. Do I need to report this? It damaged the rear light and nothing else." And they knew it was the reflector, and they would have said, "Yeah, it's not worth it. Just come back."
Yeah.
So...
anyway, so I get back to the shop, they inspect the damage, they tell me what the reflector is, and then my boss
minimal damage, and
takes me aside and say, "Okay, you're on break, you're on leave or whatever."
Yeah.
And
suspension, pending investigation.
Yeah, he basically tells me, "I'll call you if you still have a job," and he.
Yeah, it's like if it isn't the fact that you're in an at-will state, that could be just a straight suable offense. Just like, don't do that
he
shit.
waits 5 days. He waits till Sunday.
Yeah, because he's expecting that you're going to understand that. Yeah, we're not ever calling you back because that's you were on probation, basically.
Yeah.
Your first 3 months, you're in probation. They're like, well, it caused damage to the company vehicle. Even if it's not your fault, doesn't matter. You still caused it because you were driving it. It's your fault. That's how the company views it. You're driving, it's your fault. So they're like, it's in 3 months. It caused damage to the company vehicle and cost the company money. Fuck it, get rid of him. That's their thought. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, guys, they sent me home on Wednesday, and they didn't call me back until Sunday. I didn't notice the sign until after the fact, but they hired a new guy that Monday, and older bro and father believed they were going to get rid of me to begin with.
Yeah, they were going to fire you on Friday.
Why?
So,
I don't know. I literally don't know.
Yeah, so.
I don't know if I was too slow, or if I was too... I don't want to say, new fashion, because I don't know that's a phrase.
No, I mean it's not specifically a phrase, but it's.
But you know what I mean.
It's the opposite of old fashioned.
It's the opposite of old fashioned, exactly. Because I know my boss, he was old fashioned. He did not like it when somebody was, on their electronics, and I understood that, which is. Guys, the worst I did was I listened to music while I worked, and I literally asked him if that was fine. He's like, sure.
Yeah.
He didn't seem to mind it. He never came to me and complained about it.
Yep. It's and I think that's fine.
So, and guys, I did everything that company asked of me. Everything.
Yep.
And, why fire me?
Because
that situation.
Because they don't have to pay you more money if they fire you.
And literally screwing my life over.
Yep. So. Yeah.
I don't know if I was too slow for them or whatever. Just that said, I don't hate any of them. I just hate that happened.
Yep.
Like, my uncle paints a different picture of my boss because my uncle hates him.
Yeah. Can't imagine why. He sounds like an excellent person. I don't understand why anyone could hate him.
So, how my uncle describes him is he doesn't think he wants to run things the way he wants to run things, and he doesn't want to, like, listen to people because he thinks he may know more than that person.
Yeah. There's a word for that. It's called a bad boss. Like that, I want to make that clear. A lot of people are going to not like that statement, but no. As a boss, it is not your job to know everything. It is your job to manage people. That may mean, like, you have to know enough to instruct them, and you have to be the person who makes the final decision. But at the end of the day, if somebody comes to you and says, hey, boss, we're doing this thing, here's, like, and I think there's a better way to do it, it would work this way. It's not your job to say, no, fuck you, I think my the way to do it's the best way to do it, and I don't give a shit what you say. It's your job is to instruct. And if that means that you hear this idea and you say, well, we don't do it this way because of these reasons, and it's slower in this regard, then that's fine. But, or it's against company policy or something like that, then that's fine. Or you could say, yeah, it's a good idea, let's try that. Either one of those is perfectly acceptable boss,
like,
positions.
I want to describe my former boss as he is not a bad person. I have seen him do things that are really nice.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, he took me in when no one else did, and I appreciate that because he got me to start some of my experience.
Yeah, but that I don't think is sufficient. It's like, you can be a fine person and be a bad boss. There are many people that are not cut out to be a supervisor. They're not cut out to be in charge of other people. That's one of the key things people don't understand about being a boss. We have somebody like this at my work. He is not in charge of anybody, but he is very active. He really wants to be in a leadership position. The problem is, we have company meetings between management and I'm one of the managers of my small team. Then there's the floor manager, and then there is the VP that we all meet, all of our, like, small team leaders and the floor manager and the VP. We all meet together every so often. This employee has had, like, they've had to call him into the VP's office to talk to him about his attitude. And I don't want to say that in, like, a negative way of, like, he's being, like, a piece of shit or something. That's not the problem. But there's many times where he undermines the authority of the floor manager when she is making a decision. Like, she tells him to go do something, and he says, are you sure that that's a good idea? And he's doing it in a way where he's not asking a question of, like, are you sure that this wouldn't, like, this thing also needs done, are you sure you don't want me on that? Or something like that. But he's putting it in a very, like, negative way of, like, questioning, like, what's the most important thing. And that's her job as the floor manager. Her job is to assess, this is the most important thing that needs done right now, go do it. So our company is very firm on that because the VP is very what's the best word for it? He's very culture focused. He thinks in his mindset, the most important thing about the company is its culture. That is the thing that makes people want to stay, that makes people, like, happy with our business, is our culture. So he very much is like, nope, you're questioning authority on this. You're not, and it's not even like you're asking to make sure of something. You just believe you know that something else is more important than the floor manager, and are undermining her authority in that. And she's like, nope, straight to talking to him about it. And they've talked about on several occasions of like, he wants to be a boss. He wants to be in charge of people. But if his mindset stays where it is, and he doesn't listen to his employees, and isn't able to handle the people management portion of managing, of actually being able to come at them where they are and build them up, but instead talks down to them, he's going to be a terrible manager. That's the problem with management. As a manager, it is your job to build people up, not tear them down.
Yeah, I almost want to feel like my boss is tearing me down a bit.
Exactly. And here's the thing. Sometimes tearing down is needed when someone's on a pedestal. If you're a type of person where you're up on that pedestal, like this employee, if you're up on that pedestal and you're not, team-minded, you're thinking of yourself, or you think you know better than everybody else, sometimes you need to be torn down so that you can be built back up. But if your mindset is always, everyone needs to be torn down until they listen to me with no question, you are a bad boss. You are not meant to be a boss. You should immediately leave being a boss. And this is at all levels of a company. If that is your attitude, stop being a boss. Quit.
Yeah, that's why...
You are a scourge against your company.
Yeah. First time my uncle got fired by my former boss, and then he quit. Yep. He quit because literally the boss thought he was too slow, but the problem is he's an old man. Of course he's slow.
Yeah, it's if you're hiring somebody of that age, it's of course he's gonna be slow.
And I don't understand. From my understanding, my boss would yell at him for being too slow, but it's he can't work faster because of how old he is.
Yeah.
I think he's approaching his mid-60s. That's how old he is.
Yeah.
And he's almost he's not working right now because he's just waiting on his retirement at this point, because he is that close to just being done. But
he's at approximate retirement age, and he's just I don't give any shits anymore.
Yeah, he was done with my former boss. He had pushed my uncle to his limits, and his limits apparently wasn't good enough.
Nope.
And neither was mine, and I'm far, far more younger. What sucked for me, guys, was, I had to do the cleaning, but I thought that was just part of the job because, I just started my field, and they're going to have me do all the shit I don't want to do, which is not fixing a gearbox and not fixing a motor. They're going to have me clean the toilets, scrub the toilets, all of that. And I did that. I even went they never asked me to do this, but I went as far as to clean the break room because it was very, very disorganized. So I organized it, and no one said thank you at all. Except maybe my receptionist, because she kind of also helped me reorganize it. But anyway, it got to the point where I did nothing but cleaning. They weren't teaching me on new motors. They weren't teaching me gearboxes. They weren't teaching me DC motors. And that stuff I needed to know. And they just stopped teaching me. They stopped teaching me after AC motors, and I did not like that. Yep. I even asked them, okay, I think I am ready to work on gearboxes. Because I've seen the assembly of 4 gearboxes, and I more or less knew how to do it.
Yep.
They never moved to that step.
Yep.
Or they never got a chance to because they fired me. And guys, I was not slow. I was pretty fast-paced.
Yeah.
Like,
Sorry that I'm not saying a lot right now, guys. It's just like there's not much to say about it. It's
like,
just,
the quickest I've done, I did 4 motors in one day.
Yeah.
One time. 4 motors.
yeah. No. Like I said, I think at the end of the day, they were looking to fire you. They found a reason to fire you, so they fired you. And that was it. There was no further to it. It doesn't matter if you were good or bad at the job. They just wanted to fire you.
And guys, honestly, they need to tell me so I can fix it later if, like, for the next job.
Yeah, you did.
Because I
That's the
need to
thing,
be
is-
told when I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And they don't tell you.
Yeah.
That's what I hate.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, how can I improve if you don't tell me how to improve?
I don't
Or
know
if
what
I
I'm
need
doing
to
wrong. No,
improve.
you don't need to. Just don't.
All they told me was they liked me as a person.
Yeah.
Which is good.
That's actually something my company just talked about. Because they were, for a few years previously, they did, like, somewhat performance reviews. But for the last, like, year and a half, I think, they haven't done any kind of performance reviews. And the current, they've been going through a rebudgeting. And by that, I mean creating a budget because they didn't have one. And the floor manager was like, as part of that, I want to do performance reviews, at least yearly. So that we can all get on the same page of, like, here's the stuff you're doing well, and here's the stuff you need to improve on. And the thing I love about my company is my company gives a shit about its employees. A lot. Because part of the thing that they specifically talked about was they're like, I don't just want it to be I review you, I want it to be you review me. So, like, we're in, as part of, like, the review process, she's going to write up reviews for, like, all the employees, but the employees are also going to write up self-reviews and review the floor manager and VP. So we actually get to put in reviews, like, we think that it's good, we like these things about the floor manager, we have concerns about these things, and, like, I don't know how the hell that's going to work. But I also believe that we're not going to get fired over that. Like,
damn, I didn't mean to press that.
that's the thing. It's like the company actually does give a lot of shits about, like, we want to make sure that we're all on the same page and that everyone's doing the best they can in their job. As, like, that is a, like, beautiful concept. If you run your company that way, you should get awards.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Give a shit about your employees.
I
Build them up.
I don't know what it is. Maybe they didn't want to hurt my feelings or anything because they liked
No,
me
that
much
is,
as a person.
and that is
but
absolutely a thing you don't want to do.
I don't know.
Like, boss advice number 2, because again, I am in management. Management advice number 2: do not go into a management position. Don't go into any position. Like, even as a generic employee, do not ever have the feeling of, like, oh, but I'm worried about what this person's doing, but I worry I'm going to hurt their feelings if I tell them what they're doing wrong. It is much more important that you tell them what they're doing wrong. If it hurts them, that's fine. That can be fixed.
Might get the point across.
Like, yeah, it's like, you can, like, if somebody's hurt by what you're saying, that can be mended with time. If you're fucking something up, that could get you fired. That can't be mended with time. It is crucially important. If something's doing something wrong, you should tell them that. You should try to say it as nicely as possible. But you should never fear telling someone that they're doing something wrong. Because not only are you failing yourself as a boss, you're failing them as an employee.
Yeah, at least in Needlers, they told me when something was going on.
Yeah.
I didn't
that's
get
the thing.
that in my last job.
Let's say it that way. That's the thing about your grocery store job. It sucked. It wasn't a great job. But they were at least competent. Not everyone at the company was perfect. There were people with problems. They had unrealistic expectations
But
sometimes.
they came to me when they had issues that they were having.
Exactly. They came to you with concerns, and you attempted to address those concerns, even if even if both of you never got to the same place where you were both happy.
They
came to you with concerns, and you attempted to fix them, And that's how it's supposed to work.
Yeah, I don't know what they wanted me to do. Did they want me to just already know this stuff before coming in? Because literally they described me as green.
Yeah,
like very
you were
green.
And
because I didn't know next to anything about it.
Yeah,
and they were training me on it, and I don't understand why they didn't train me further to be more competent at my job.
My expectation, if I had to guess,
I've never learned the true reason. Ever.
Yeah, I'll take a stab. Okay, I'll put myself into as owner of Two Bros Game Night, I will put myself into the position of giving a performance review because we have meetings. We need to talk about things.
Encounters.
So, I'll give them. It's not exactly a performance review of Younger Bro, but I'll give some potential insights. I do not having interacted with you for many years. There are definitely times when I think that you're not the fastest learner. You learn a little bit slower than other people. Not super slow. You are not stupid by any means. But there are definitely people that learn faster than you. What I wonder is if the company was like, oh, he's green, but he's probably a fast learner. He'll pick these things up quickly. And you weren't picking them up quick enough. And that may not be your fault. Let me be clear. I'm not blaming you on that. But if I had to guess...
They didn't want to take the time to train me.
Yes. They wanted you to be more proficient than, faster. And you weren't going at the speed they wanted. And they probably assumed that telling him's not going to help. He's just not a fast learner. He's not as fast as we'd like, at least. And so, there's no reason to tell him. What's he gonna do? He can't learn faster than he's capable of learning. If I had to guess, that's probably what happened. Again, that's nothing against you. But if I had to try, if you force me to give a guess, it's probably gonna be something like that. Where you weren't learning as fast as they wanted, so they're like, we'll get somebody else who can.
I like to look at it, like a video game, where basically my last job was the start of the video game. I'm in the prologue. And in order for me to get to pro, I had to work my way to there. I couldn't get everything in the first week.
Yeah.
I got most things second week. Yeah. And then I got more third week.
Yeah. Talking about that, actually. I was watching a video. This video was talking about speedrunning. Specifically, it was a video by Mitch Flowerpower, who is, one of the big Super Mario Bros. 3 speedrunners.
Okay.
And if you watch a speedrun of Super Mario Bros. 3, you will hear all the time people talking about, and this is with any speedrun, you'll hear people talk about all the big clips and the big techniques that have to be done in speedrun. And he was talking about speedrunning Super Mario Bros. 3. There's several techniques that are very well known in Super Mario Bros. 3 about, a clip that has to be done at 7-1, a clip that has to be done at 7-7, a clip that's done in 7-9, and a few other places that aren't all clips, but there's certain techniques. And he talked about it, and he was like, the other one was Hammer Bros. Because the Hammer Bros constantly move around the map, and they're a huge source of RNG, and they can be a pain in the ass. And he was talking about it, and he was saying, a lot of people will hear about this stuff, and that'll turn them off from the speedrunning community. They hear about all these, super difficult tricks, and they're like, I can't do that, and so they just don't try. And it frustrates him when he hears stuff like that, because he was specifically talking about the Hammer Bros at this point. They're a huge source of RNG, but they're not important. You do not need to be worrying at all about Hammer Bros RNG until you're within 5 seconds of or not 5 seconds, within, maybe I'll even go 2 minutes. 2 minutes of the world record. That kind of distance. You need to be at the literal highest levels before you need to be worrying about these things. What's important when you start speedrunning a game, don't worry about the techniques. Do not give any shits about the tricks. Get consistent at the game. Get to the point where you can get through the game very quickly and not die. Then start working on optimizing and adding in the tricks. Start with be the very best at beating the game casually. And then go up from there. And then when you get to that high level, then worry about those insane tricks. Because that's when they matter. They don't matter at first. Same thing kind of here. It's like, you're right, that you don't know everything at the beginning. And I think you're right that it's very unreasonable for anyone to expect that. You shouldn't know everything up front.
Yeah, and they knew I wouldn't.
Yeah.
They described me as green.
Exactly.
So they knew.
That's why I'm assuming it has to be a speed thing, where they were expecting... I'm guessing what they were expecting was within... Because you were only there 3 months, right?
3 months, and they wanted me to know everything by a week or two.
I was going to say...
Maybe shorter.
I was going to say probably maybe not that fast. I'm expecting that they wanted you to be able to do every type of engine and every, like, all the big stuff within a month of working there. Maybe a little bit faster.
But the problem is, they really didn't... They never really touched me on DC motors.
Yeah.
And I assisted in the assembly of gearboxes, which is why I'm like, oh yeah, can I work on gearboxes next? I've helped out with those quite a bit.
Yeah,
I think that's easier than DC motors.
Yeah, it's a good place to go to, because you've already got experience there. Makes sense.
Before I could get there, they...
Yeah, but that's my expectation. I'm expecting that they wanted you to know AC motors and DC motors and gearboxes and probably a couple other things before the 3-month mark, and you were only at AC motors and barely at getting to gearboxes.
They never trained me on any of the other shit.
I know. I'm just saying. That's my only guess. I can't imagine any other explanation.
Like,
there literally could be no explanation for all I know. It may be that they just decided they didn't like you and wanted to fire you. There doesn't have to be a logical explanation.
Like AC motors, I had it down within a month.
Yeah.
Like, the only things that took me a while on that weren't electronic related was the strapping.
Sure.
That, like, strapping the motor, unstrapping it
Yep.
on the trucks. Like, they loved my driving. Like, especially my trainer. My trainer was like, you are one of the smoothest drivers I've ever trained.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, thank you. I like that compliment. But...
Yeah.
They just never moved me into other things besides AC mood.
I was going to say, and it may have been a situation, it may have been a situation where, to try to guess at your company's thoughts, what it may have been is they initially pegged you for, they initially were pegging you for for the repairman. They realized that you were taking too long to learn how to do AC motors. And so they said, actually, we think he'd just be a better delivery driver. And so that might have been why they hired another guy to be in the repair side. Because they were literally saying, we're going to just make him a delivery driver. That's all he's going to do. He's not going to be a repair anymore. He's just going to do deliveries. And then...
If I had to work that job, I could have.
Yeah, I know. But then the accident happened, which, again, wasn't your fault. But the accident happened, and that probably spooked them, and they said, well, it looks like he's fucking up at driving, so we have no need for him. Again, this is speculation. I have literally no proof. I don't think anyone has proof.
Yeah, guys, I've never had an accident until then.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
So it spooked me. It shook me up real bad, and that's another reason why he sent me home, because I think he knew I wasn't okay.
Yeah.
Even though I said I was.
And I think that'd be a reasonable... Look, I'm not saying the boss's decision then was a bad idea.
The bad idea was getting rid of me.
Assuming that he wanted to employ you, I'd send you home for, at least that day, if not the rest of the week. Out of just, he needs time to calm down. He is clearly, hyperventilating levels of, not okay.
I stopped shaking after the 3rd day.
Yeah. So, yeah, you were in a situation that you're describing as near death, and based on your descriptions of how you reacted, I believe it fully. So it's like, if I was your boss and I saw you in that state, I'd be like, yeah, take the rest of the week. It's okay.
But yeah, then the 4th day hit, and
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to go back. They still haven't called me. What the fuck?
Yep. So.
And so then I had to start contacting them.
Yep. So.
And nobody.
I mean,
get with
it's
me.
literally a situation of he had his stuff there, so he literally had to contact them back.
Exactly, and and you know the funny thing.
Yeah.
He asked me to take my stuff with you just in case, but then I was like, you know what? Then again, what if you do decide to keep me? I think it's fine that they could stay here, because I kind of figured what he was gonna do.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I have to come back now because I left my stuff here.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, very good intuition. You're a bit of an asshole, but I'll take it.
But anyway.
But yeah, so it's like
how he described it, like the final conversation I had with him, how he described it was I soul searched for it, I prayed on it, and he was like, yeah, I'm letting you go.
I personally don't believe he's a God-believing man, but that's my own personal opinions of the man, and not defamatory in any way. I just
I don't know. I didn't know him long enough.
I questioned his morality given the situation.
All I knew about him was he's old-fashioned and he likes old-fashioned cars. Like, he bought one. And he loved that thing so much that he wouldn't let me clean around it, even though he liked my cleaning.
Yep. No, I get it. Some people are protective of their cars.
So I didn't get within 5 feet of that car.
Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, it's almost been an hour and a half. I think it's a good time to move on to other topics that aren't specifically Youngito's job, because it's depressing and
it's depressing, stupid, and I will never know the true reason why they.
So
that's why I keep talking about it, because I want to know.
Yeah. See, I'm the opposite, where I'm just like, when I know there's never going to be closure, I just accept that it's like, I'm not going to get closure. I have to stop talking about it.
It just pisses me off because it eats at me a little bit, because
Exactly.
it's like I can't improve if they don't tell me.
Yep. And I agree. I'm just kind of the person. I'm at least I believe I am. I might be wrong about myself, but I believe I'm the kind of person where I'm like, I know this isn't going to go anywhere. I'm never going to get closure on this, and there's nothing I can do about it. So me complaining is just going to piss me off, and I don't. And here's the thing. You don't deserve to be pissed off about this. You are pissed off, and I understand why you are. Because you're in a situation you shouldn't be in. But you don't deserve to be upset about this. You don't deserve to be in a situation where you're pissed off. So it's like, at this point, all that's happening is you're being pissed off. Righteously so, but you're never going to get to a point where you're not pissed off about it.
Nope.
So it's like, you're always just going to be pissed off. So it's like
maybe I'll stop talking about it once I get a better job.
Yeah,
or a new job.
Exactly.
But I'm still complaining about it because it was that fucked up.
Yeah, and I can agree to that. But yeah, it's that's the key that I'd say is that at some point you're going to move on. And you'll probably never talk about it again, or if you do, you'll if you do, it'll be it'll be in a reminiscing way where you're just like, right now you're still at anger, and at some point you're gonna be at like, this shit thing happened, and you might get to the point where if you ever have like any business related to them again, where you're just like, no, fuck it, I'm never going to like engage with this company ever again, and I'm gonna discourage anyone else from engaging with them ever again, because it's just like, no, fuck this company. But
yeah, what's going to happen in the future? I get a new job, a new commenter comes in saying, I watched all your old videos, but never got the context as to why you got fired or know the full story. Can you even say the full story?
I don't think anyone will ever request you talk about this. You talk about it plenty.
Clip it, save it, make sure. Make sure to play it when it does happen. Yeah, I'm just on a vent train about my stupid situation.
Yeah.
The next stop is who knows when.
All aboard the vent train. Choo-choo.
I have a dream that one day younger bro will get a better job.
I as well
Stop
believe.
venting.
I as well pray for that, guys. I hope for that. However, I don't think it's going to be Two Bros Game Night. Not that I don't think that Younger Bro will have this as a job. I do not believe it'll be his next job. In the same way, I don't believe we're hitting 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, even though Younger Bro has mentioned that at one point, and I'm like, you're fucking insane.
I mean, it is around the time that we're starting to wrap up some of our series.
Sorry, guys. I'm standing up for a little while because I don't feel like sitting right now. So if the mic sounded weird, that's why.
So for
Apologies.
all we know, the next series is going to have thousands upon thousands of views.
Look, I'm not saying that's impossible. I'm saying it's insane for you to believe that. Like, it's insane to say, like, oh, but it could happen in, like, a way of, like, you're like, oh, I'm thinking it's gonna happen. It's like, no. Like, it should be a situation where you're shocked when it happens, not, like, I told you so when it happens. And that's where I feel like you're at. You're at that, like, oh, I knew it. And it's like, no, you should never think that's gonna happen.
I mean, guys, we have seen, like, probably the biggest subscriber count boost on our channel, like, since the start. Like, this year alone has gone up over 100 subs.
Yeah, we've gone up quite a bit this year, which has been surprising to us.
If we don't get to 1,000 subs, I think we're going to...
We'll hit 500, definitely. That's not even a question.
Yeah, if we don't get
We'd have to do something really stupid to not hit 500 this year.
Yeah, if we don't get to 1,000 subs, we are going to get close to it by the end of the year. Because of the ratio in which our sub count's going up.
I do not believe we will even hit 600.
I think at least we will hit 700.
Yeah, see, Younger Bro and me have entirely divergent opinions, and I guess it's up to you guys which one's right.
Yeah, be sure to like and share Two Bros Game Night to
prove
either one of us
it's really weird. So I've thought this through every single time I think about changing the end credits in any way, and like make tweaks to them. I'm always like, I'm on the donate side, and I never encourage people to donate.
You always encourage them to sub.
Younger Bro's the one who always encourages people to donate. But then stuff like this happens, where Younger Bro's talking through and is like, yeah, we're going to hit 1,000 subs this year. And I'm just like, no. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I am the person that's like, I'd prefer donations over subscriptions. Even though I don't believe that. But I'm like, but every time we talk about subscription things, Younger Bro's always the one that's like, oh, 10,000 subs on the way right now. And it's like, and I'm always like, I'll take 500. Like, so if I'm reserved about the subscriptions, I guess I have to be the the donate guy.
Like, I think here's my mindset of it a little bit. I never ever expect donations to come to us. That's why it's always so surprising to me when people subscribe to us on Twitch.
Yeah, that is absolutely a surprise.
Donating.
We greatly appreciate it, and it does help Younger Bro not have to worry about his job as much. But
I see us getting
it's never gonna hit that point. At least not for like 10 plus years.
But I see potential on our channel, and I see us getting to 1,000 subs before we even make our first 1,000 from Patreon.
Oh, yeah. That's well, again, that's obviously how it's gonna work. Like, followers and subscribers on YouTube are free. Yes. It's easy to get people to agree to do something for free. It's hard to get people to agree to do something that costs them money.
And guys,
of course, if you want to donate, we're gonna have more subscribers than donators. Like, that's just like a complete, obvious, factual statement.
But we usually discourage donating.
Like, here's the, I don't want to say I'm discouraging donating. But I definitely say, if you're not in the position to donate, do not donate.
Yeah, you don't have to.
If you have the money and want to spend money on helping two idiots make you happy, then that's fine. I'm not going to say don't do that. Just do so responsibly.
Please donate responsibly.
Yes, you should. Like,
Two Bros Game Night 2023. That should be
like,
on a shirt.
I'm
That's a shirt.
I'm a person that absolutely hates, like, gambling in any form. I hate the concept of it. I have no desire to ever do that. And there's untold number of reports of people stealing their parents' credit cards and putting them $10,000 in debt because they wanted the new fucking loot boxes or some in-game currency. So it's like, yeah, you should absolutely spend your money responsibly. If you have the money to do so and the desire to do so, I am not going to stop you from spending it on Two Bros Game Night. But if you're not in a safe position, don't do so. Like, liking videos, subscribing. That's good enough. That helps us get to more people.
Donate now to make That's a Shirt.
No, we're not. We don't need people to donate to add to our shirt ideas. We already have a document for that.
That's a shirt, and That's a Shirt won't be reality.
No.
Petition for That's
I
a
will
Shirt
write down,
shirt.
please subscribe responsibly.
Older Bros Tip of the Day shirts. Please donate responsibly on the back.
That's Older Bros Tip of the Day. God, pretty sure I'd be killed by Monica if I made that a shirt.
I'm looking at Older Bro, he's like, damn it, I hate you when you make good ideas.
It's an idea that'll get me killed. I did not say that was a good idea.
But you were
I'm
smiling.
explicitly
You
saying
were
it will get me killed. How
you were
is that
thinking
good?
about it. You want it. You want the Older Bro Tip of the Day shirt. Please donate responsibly. Older Bro Tips 2023 archive. That's gonna be animated. Make sure to send us the clip when you animate it.
I think I put this in quotable lines.
Yeah, that's something we should search on YouTube. We need to see if Zero finally animated us. Two Bros Game Night animated. You'll be surprised by the results because there is no animations of us. We're not big enough to be Game Grumps level of animated.
I mean, I don't even know if Game Grumps is big enough to be Game Grumps level animated anymore.
Yeah, I've seen Game Grumps animated, Vanoss animated, with any of his friends. Oh. I think the only other person I've seen animated is Little Karibo. I think I'm not sure. I don't watch a lot of YouTuber being animated anymore. All the Bros Tip.
No, the other one.
Please donate responsibly or sub responsibly. Dang it, we had a good Two Bros Game Night moment, and Older Bro is forgetting the thing he's documenting.
Yep.
Petition to replace Older Bro's brain.
No.
You should get an upgrade like in Valhalla.
That's not even possible right now. And also, no.
You should give yourself, what is it, nanomachines?
I don't want nanomachines or nanomachine rejection, thank you very much.
Oh, we should get a petition shirt. Petition for petition shirt. And that's a shit.
I'm not.
Petition shit.
I'm not doing petitions. Like actual, like the petition level petitions. Like no.
Petition to
I'm not.
write
I'm
what
not
you want
starting.
to petition.
I'm not starting straw poll petitions where I'm just like petition to do X. Sign here. No.
Keep calm and keep petitioning.
No. Not happening.
Keep calm and sub to Two Bros Game Night.
Better, but no.
Keep calm and that's a shirt.
No. This is not highlight reel material. We don't even have a highlight reel.
The highlight reel on our Instagram's broken. That's why we don't have one.
Petition to Two Bros Game Night to get a highlight reel.
But no, we actually do have a highlight like section on our Instagram, but it's just broken. I can't use it.
We have highlights on Twitch.
Like, I think I can do highlights for free, sort of, but I have to post it as a highlight first. To make a post a highlight on Instagram, like if you uploaded it normally, that's money.
Yeah.
But you can technically post highlights, it just, the function doesn't work for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how any of that works.
It doesn't even work on the newer phone, so it has to be an Instagram issue.
I don't know. I stay out of it, the Instagram side of stuff. That's you. It's all you.
Hey guys, there are some social medias that Older Bro manages and some that I manage, and we haven't said a lot of who manages what.
Yeah, we need to. We have on the schedule at some point. We're gonna do a social media meeting, and we're gonna go over all the social media accounts we have and try to make sure that that we're aware of like what all we have and what it's all being used for, and if it's all useful.
Yeah, like we just announced Mastodon, and we tried to do Snapchat, but we just can't.
Snapchat is unuseful for our current needs, as we have found.
So unless there's something like, I don't know, Discord, we
have Discord.
I
we have
know.
Discord at home.
We do have Discord, but unless it's like a posting media site where you can post about anything, we just don't have the use
That
of
would
Snapchat.
be Facebook and Twitter and Mastodon.
But I'm saying if we wanted to add another social media,
Oh yeah, no. Again, the only reason we added Mastodon was as a backup against Twitter, and for very obvious reasons, because we're no longer posting on Twitter.
And the only reason I did Snapchat was I asked my Discord around to see if anybody had any ideas of where to post to. They're like, Snapchat might be one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fine, I'll look into Snapchat. Like, a lot of people throughout my middle school years, both of them, asked me to use Snapchat because it was one of the big apps being used back then. I don't know if it still is, but I never got into it because I just didn't want to post my picture online everywhere. But I mean, I didn't even need to because like I had YouTube. If I wanted to show my face on YouTube, I used YouTube. Yeah, guys, back then I didn't have a preference. I still technically don't have a preference. I don't really mind if people know who I am, but me and Older Bro have had meetings about this, so I cannot disclose that information.
Yep. For the safety and the security of Two Bros Game Night, we will not provide that information.
Which is why I had to private all of my videos on my original channel and review all of them to see if my name was mentioned, to see if my face was shown.
Yep.
And that's why a lot of those videos were taken down or deleted, gone. Blue didn't like that.
Yeah.
But,
probably would have been a good idea to tell him beforehand.
I did. He just didn't like it.
Oh, well.
Like, I told him that when I privated all of my videos, he thought I deleted them outright.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him I privated them. But that was after he had already started deleting his videos.
Yeah, I'm saying you probably should have told him before you privated them. Like, hey, just a heads up. I'm privating all my videos because I don't want my name to be shown and like my face to be shown. So I'm gonna go through, check all of them, and I'm gonna bring back any videos that don't have that.
Like, the reason I didn't tell him right away is because...
I mean, you didn't think it mattered.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, it's like, I get it.
I wasn't expecting him to start
Hindsight's
deleting...
2020.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to start deleting his stuff. Like...
By the way, it's really sad that the phrase hindsight is 2020 is going to be permanently ruined because of, COVID happening in 2020. So people are just going to hear hindsight is 2020 and they're like, oh yeah, 2020 was a bad year. And it's like, that's not what that bit means.
But anyway, guys, I want you to know that me and Toxic Blue are good now. Like, it took him a while to forgive me and stuff like that. But I want you to know, the only reason I had a fallout with him was not because of what I did with my YouTube channel. That was a totally separate issue. Our falling out was I wasn't around as much. Like, I couldn't play GTA with him. Like, he kept asking me, and I kept saying, no, I'm too busy. Because when he was asking me was when I was getting out of high school, and when I started Two Bros Game Night, and when I started my first job. And I didn't have my life together. It was only about 2 years after all that started when I finally got my life organized enough and I could keep up, I can start playing with my friends again, all that good stuff. And so I started to invite him back to everything. And I finally got Toxic Blue to come back for Prop Hunt, but I hate Prop Hunt because Prop Hunt Mobile, not Gary's Mod Prop Hunt. Prop Hunt Mobile doesn't work with new phones. Toxic Blue had a new phone, and because he had a new phone, he couldn't play the game with us, and he was disappointed that he couldn't, and I was disappointed that he couldn't. So,
welcome back, Mr. B.
welcome back.
What are you asking about? What is the question about Final Destination?
Yeah, I want you to know, guys, every time we have had a multiplayer series in the mobile slot, I want you to know I have asked Blue to come back every time. And he was going to play Apex with us. But...
Oh, gotcha.
But the thing is, he never showed up. I asked him to show up and he didn't. So I just assumed he was busy or something. I just don't know if he checks his Facebook Messenger anymore.
I was gonna say you might just check and see if you've got a new way to message him.
Discord
or whatever.
One of my last messages to him was for his phone number. I've still not got it.
Yeah, Mr. B, there was some discussion about Final Destination about an hour ago. It was strange.
The chat about Final Destination was with discussing fears and my fear of being on a plane, and also he was like, Braylon, right?
Yeah,
Braylon, he wanted to know if me and Older Bro would survive Final Destination, and no.
Well, how we would survive, and the answer was I wouldn't.
We wouldn't.
I don't actually know what Brad Pitt looks like, so let me look up Brad Pitt. I mean, Brad Pitt reminds me a lot of Chris Hemsworth. But I think even look, I wasn't into like movies and celebrities, and so I don't pay attention to what they look like. So, but even if I was comparing Chris Hemsworth to Ryan Reynolds, it would probably still be Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, also, older bro didn't say he didn't know Brad Pitt. He just forgot what he looked like.
Well, it's a situation I'm bad at knowing people and songs and movies and stuff by name. It's like if I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen that. Or I've heard that. Or I know that person. But I'm bad with titles. I'm bad with, like, names and stuff. So, yes, I knew who Brad Pitt was. I've heard of him. But I didn't know what he was from. Because
because he's in so much.
Well, more just I'm bad enough with knowing actors that are in movies. So, and those are ones that I really enjoy. So.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, I didn't start learning the names of the actors and the artists until I was like 16, 17 years old. So a lot of the country music I knew was by name, not by artist. And nowadays I know them by artist.
But yeah, Ryan Reynolds. Also, and this is just a side note, I swear that Ryan Reynolds and Legal Eagle are brothers. I'm pretty sure many people have told Legal Eagle that he very much looks like Ryan Reynolds. Because he really does. Of course I know who Legal Eagle is.
I don't.
He is not necessarily YouTube's favorite attorney, but he is absolutely one of YouTube's favorite attorneys. Here, I'll just show you a picture of Legal Eagle.
I didn't even remember that Brad Pitt was in Titanic. I remember Leonardo DiCaprio from Titanic and the girl, but that's the only two actors I remember.
This is Legal Eagle. Now you tell me that isn't just Ryan Reynolds in a suit. Like,
he almost looks like the Superman actor in a suit.
Cavill.
Yeah.
I can see that too. Oh, Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. Yeah, that I can understand.
Oh, wait. Did I accidentally correct Mr. P?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Brad Pitt when he was a little younger, and he does kind of look like Leonardo DiCaprio when he was younger.
Yeah, they are similar looks. Yeah, no, I absolutely enjoy. I'm not subscribed to Legal Eagle, and I maybe should. I watch like a sufficient number of his videos, but yeah, he's very fun to watch anytime I've watched him.
Yeah, there are.
I'm worried I'm gonna have to end up having a legal channel that I watch because I have like Leonard French and Legal Eagle, and there was somebody else.
Has a planet named after him. Interesting.
Of course he does.
Welcome to Brad Pittopia.
Hey, Kanye has a country.
How could you be so heartless? That's the only song I really know by Kanye West. Is Heartless. Oh, Heartless is really good. I love it.
See, now I can think of as the other Heartless. Because I'm the Weeknd's Heartless. Because I'm heartless. And I'm bad to my ways because I'm heartless.
I don't even know that one.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Like, I don't even think that was in the weekend pack I played for Beat Saber.
That's really sad.
Maybe it was too new or maybe not as popular enough. I don't know.
When did that pack come out? Like, when was it made?
It was pretty high on the list, so I think it was made really recently.
It was like, this song
Like-
is from 2019.
I don't know when Beat Saber came out, so I want to suspect around the time Beat Saber came out. Like, the pack, how the packs work in Beat Saber is the higher up it is after the extras pack, the newer it is.
Yeah.
Like, immediately after that was one of their newest packs, and it was free. And it was, it was not electronic music, it was, actually, it was electronic pop, whoever the artist was.
May 21st, 2019.
The
song came out.
It was Camilla. It was a Camilla pack, and that was the newest pack that they had, and it was free. Sorry, I don't know much about Camilla, but she sounded electronic to me. But anyway, immediately...
November 27th, 2019.
Yeah.
So, like, 6 months after the game came out.
That's when the weekend pack came out?
No, when the Beat Saber released in 2019.
Okay.
At the game initially. Heartless, the song, came out November 27th.
Oh.
So
same year.
Same year. So if it's not in that pack, that pack had to have came out like literally weeks before that song launched.
Yeah, that pack, I know it had Can't Feel My Face, Starboy.
Yep. Look what you done.
That one.
That was Starboy.
Sorry.
I'm a motherfucking Starboy.
What's the weekend's third biggest song?
I don't know. Blinding Lights.
I think that was in it, but
Well, this song came out before Blinding Lights.
I have to look it up now. The Hills was on it. Save Your Tears was on it. Blinding Lights. I Feel It Coming. That was the third song. I feel it coming, baby. I feel it coming.
I feel it coming. I feel it coming, baby. I have no idea what we're talking about. We're talking about The Weeknd, the musician.
We're talking about The Weeknd and his pack in Beat Saber.
Yeah. The musician whose name is Weeknd. Weeknd. He did, well, hold on. He did, no, yeah, the I can't feel my face when I'm with you.
Yeah.
But I love it. But I love it.
I said Can't Feel My Face.
Never heard of them. One guy. But, okay, fair enough. I mean, he is new music.
Yeah.
2019 new.
I Feel It Coming, Starboy, and Can't Feel My Face are some of his biggest songs. Or maybe that's just my opinion, but I could have swore I heard anytime I hear about The Weeknd, it's those three songs.
I guess he would count as a rapper. It's more hip hop, I think. But I guess it counts as rap. I'm not sure what they count as rap.
He might be R&B.
Probably R&B, yeah. I'll look at The Weeknd generally.
Yeah, I usually put R&B and rap in the same playlist.
Yeah. He is listed on here as R&B, pop, hip-hop, dance, alternative R&B, and new wave. So they actually don't list him as rapper. So, good. Thank God. He apparently used to be called The Noise or Kin Kane. I want to eat an entire tub of orange sherbet right now. Why?
Oh, yes. Oh,
I mean, that's...
Mr. B, I would join you.
I mean, I understand, but why?
But why,
That's a huge amount of orange sherbet.
Because it's that fucking good. Like, I'd eat an entire
It's
tub
good,
of
but
Reese's.
it's one of those like flavors I enjoy in smaller quantities. Like, you gave me a cup of it, I'd be fine. But a whole tub, like, whoo.
Mr. B, you say when and where, and I will join you.
Well, the where is in Maine.
Alright, I'll get my bus ticket.
That will take a week.
Because orange sherbet is good. Like, what other reason you need? That's like what he's describing sounds like one of those challenges. Like, oh, eat this one giant big slice of pizza in under an hour. No, you need to eat the entire tub of orange sherbet in under 15 minutes. Beer flow, but force feature.
Mr. B, I have concerns. The first concern is it has Mountain Dew in it.
Shake. What turns me on is the shake.
It's like a milkshake, but sherbet and citrus. Yeah, but it has Mountain Dew in it. Like every other decision you've made is somewhat logical. I don't know about the sizes of the ingredients because I'm not an ice cream like mixer. I don't know the exact amounts you need, but the Mountain Dew though.
Yeah, speaking of Mountain Dew, guys, I can't have straight Mountain Dew. It destroys my throat.
I mean, it destroys a lot of things. It's basically pure acid.
I used to drink it
probably, Mr. B.
all the time. I love Mountain Dew.
I would actually try 7-Up.
Yeah, Mountain Dew used to be my favorite drink until it kept destroying my throat. But what's weird is I can drink the variants and not have any issues.
That's
like
strange.
Blue Mountain Dew, Red Mountain Dew, all those. That's fine. But it's straight Mountain Dew. I can't have it.
I'm drinking a 1 liter of Mountain Dew. I mean, look, if you can drink it, that's up to you. It's just I can't drink that.
Yes.
Look, I can't drink Mountain Dew. I've drank Squirt, which I actually enjoyed. And what's the other one? Shoot. It's the one no one ever has.
Are you talking about lemon lime?
No, it's not the name, but it's those kind of drinks. It's not Sprite. It's not Sierra Mist. It's not 7-Up. It's not Mountain Dew. It's not Squirt. Mellow Yellow. Yeah, I'll drink Mellow Yellow, but I will not drink Mountain Dew. Thank you, Mr. B.
Guess what my former boss's favorite drink was, and he only drank that.
Only?
Yes.
I would hope Dr. Pepper.
It was Mountain Dew.
It was. Of course it was.
And I told that story.
Moxie?
And I told
Is that a drink? Hold on. I need to look this up.
Yeah, I told that story to him, and he was like, I've never had a problem with it. I drink it every single day.
Never heard of this. Okay, this must be a regional thing, because I typed in Moxie, and the first thing that popped up was Moxie, Maine. So, like, this must be a very northeastern drink.
It's the main Mr. B!
Yeah, that'd explain it.
Yes! Yes!
I need to try the new, what's that new drink that they keep, advertising?
Monster Energy!
No, it's a lemon lime drink. I keep getting ads for it.
I don't know.
Shoot.
I've not got those.
That's insane to me. A Moxie Festival?
But yeah, he doesn't even drink water anymore. He only drank Mountain Dew. Every second of every day. That's the only drink he has.
I'll just type in new lemon lime soda and see what shows up.
And I thought he was insane. I can't.
Oh, it's right. It's starry. It's the starry soda.
The Starly soda?
Yeah, Pepsi got rid of Sierra Mist,
Oh, Sierra Mist.
or they might not have gotten rid of it, but it's
dying.
no, it actually has. It's completely gone. So yeah, Starry is supposed to be Pepsi's version of Sprite.
Oh.
I would argue it's actually Pepsi's version of 7-Up.
I didn't know Sierra Mist was gone.
Yeah, it's completely gone now.
Disappointing. Like, I remember having Sierra Mist every time, like, I had a birthday or I went to a get-together. I drank a lot of Sierra Mist.
Yeah, I go to a place every week that has Pepsi products, and they have that drink. I think they're the only one that has Pepsi that has that. So I'll at least try it. Here's the thing, I was never a fan of Sierra Mist, actually. Like that's the weird thing. Is like Sierra Mist, out of the 3 Sprites, Sprite, 7-Up, and Sierra Mist, I always thought Sierra Mist was the worst. So I'm interested in seeing them do a new, better Sierra Mist.
Yeah,
in quotes.
Whenever I saw Sierra Mist, I'm like, yeah, I'll have it this time. Because I usually don't. The reason I drank it was because I rarely got it. Like,
wait, Mr. B, are you saying that Moxie you think tastes like piss, or Starry? I'm assuming you're talking about Moxie.
but anyway, like, Father gets the drinks he gets now. He never really got, like, 7-Up and stuff like that. So, whenever I saw Sierra Mist or 7-Up, I'm like, yep, I'm drinking that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Sierra Mist because it felt kind of bubbly in your mouth. Maybe that's why it's called Sierra Mist, but I don't know. I thought it was a fine drink.
I'm so happy that I type in Moxie, the character, and within the first few photos, it's Moxie from Hell of a Boss. I'm like, perfect.
I've not seen Hell of a Boss yet. I have thought about watching it.
It is recommended.
But I've just not had the time because I'm getting into murder shows.
Okay, fair enough.
Like, me binge watching Joe Kanda got me on a Homicide Hunter, like, watching spree.
Gotcha.
So I'm watching Homicide Hunter. I Am Homicide. I want to watch Murder Chose Me. Right now I'm watching See No Evil. I just love the stories. I mean, they're sad and very tragic. But the stories they tell is amazing because you don't think they happened when they did.
Yeah. Guys, I'm going to sit back down, so I'm going to be adjusting the mic again.
But I've been a little annoyed at younger sis because every time I try to sit down and watch See No Evil right now, she keeps saying Fortnite, Fortnite, Fortnite.
Yeah.
And
yeah, younger sis is... I think younger sis just needs to understand, like, hey, I enjoy Fortnite, but I can't make Fortnite my all the time game. It's like,
That's what
I
your
just
sister's
need to-
done right now.
yeah, it's just like, I'm sorry, I need a break from Fortnite, so I'm not going to be playing it for a while.
And I told her I get very pissed off at it, and she's like, just don't get pissed off at it. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, that's not a real...
That's not a real
really
thing,
answer.
guys. If I get pissed off at a game, I get pissed. So I need a
Two
break
Bros
from
Game
it.
Night is well aware of this.
Like, Fortnite, I get pissed off at it even more so because Fortnite is different than other games. As in, you have good days and you have bad days. And when you have bad days, you don't want to play it for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
And I've discovered my bad days typically fall on the weekends and late afternoon on Mondays.
Yep.
So I get pissed off at Fortnite all the fucking time because stupid stuff happens to me, like getting one shot with a shotgun.
Yep.
And I know how they're doing it, and I had it sort of explained to me, but the only way I can do it is A, practice, and B, know how to navigate the creative mode to practice. And creative isn't all that clear to me. It used to be clearer. Like how creative used to work was you were put in like almost like a lobby, and in this lobby you chose where to go, like certain things. They don't really do that anymore. They've upgraded it to the point where it's something completely different. And I just don't. Like, people recommend do this thing to practice shotgunning and do that thing, but it's like, how do you get there? Because there's no search bar for this. Because if you type in the search bar, it'll just give you the creative home world, like the hub world.
Yeah.
So, and if there is a search bar, I have no idea how the hell to get to it. Like, creative is that confusing to me on Fortnite. Bomb chew bowling, for example. That was a bad day in Ocarina because I had so much more fun with it off camera, and then on camera it just got so much worse. Like, that's how out of practice I am with Ocarina of Time. When I first played Ocarina of Time, I had what you saw on camera, but then I did my second playthrough of Ocarina of Time where 100% in it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is easy. And then I don't play Ocarina of Time for about 2-3 years because I kept having to delay it for the channel. So I got out of practice with the bomb chew, and what you saw on camera happened. But anyway, I would like to say that my rage moments for games are few and far between, but you will see them a lot more in multiplayer series. Because the reason I hate PvP so much is because it pisses me off when stupid things happen to me. And they happen to me all the time. Especially stuff I don't understand. But yeah, guys, I've played Fortnite for about a few months now. I want to say I'm a pretty average Fortnite player. I have never one-shot anybody with a shotgun, and I've only ever one-shot somebody once with a sniper rifle. Like 300 damage is the max damage you can do to a player, and I've only gotten that once. And I've seen Fortnite players get them with every match they play. And the obvious answer is, yeah, just practice. But the problem is, I can't practice because I don't know how you practice. Like, the only practice I'm getting is by just playing the game over and over and over again. And tipsters want you to practice in creative mode, but I don't understand creative mode. So I can't practice with creative mode. I have to just keep playing. Fortnite and other multiplayer games are just like that. Maybe that's why I like the laid-back, like, casual games more, because I don't get pissed off all the time.
Okay, it's really weird when I'm... So I went to a document, and I was looking at it, and was like, oh, this is a document my friend shared with me. I don't remember what this was for. I go and click on it,
And I'm like, oh, I'm going to remove myself as a collaborator. Because I tend to, like, clear out documents from my Google Drive whenever I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
I made this. I'm like, what the fuck is this for?
Yeah, speaking of younger bro rage moments, I'm sure people are going to animate those, but before Bomb Chew Bowling, when was my last rage moment?
Ugh. Good question.
I think my last rage moment might have been in open season. I think I was having a lot of... Like, I found an exploit in the game where you could just pick up the hunters without worrying about, like, going into skies or whatnot. And I was getting very pissed off that the game wasn't letting me do the exploit with some of the hunters. So,
Cars of Honor.
but I can't remember a time before open season.
Where you got super pissed off?
Yeah. I like, the next point I got super pissed off at was something in Dragon Ball Fusions, and that's a
I was
while
gonna say,
ago.
like, yeah, like, how far back do you want to go? Because, like, Xenoverse 1?
I'm just saying when my rage moments happen, and I hope they're few and far between.
Oh, I was gonna say, most multiplayer games I'd expect.
I may have got pissed off at Jurassic World, but I wasn't pissed off at the game. I was pissed off that the emulator wasn't running properly, and it caused Jurassic World to crash a lot.
Yeah.
Like, guys, I cannot tell you how much time I have cut out in Jurassic World due to game crashes.
Well, which game are you talking about here?
Jurassic World the game.
Okay, yeah.
So I did get pissed off at that. But in my time, that was a long time ago. Like, guys, I started recording Jurassic World the game when I was still... Well, when I was still in college. Like, that's how old some of these videos are. And I didn't get finished recording it until I was done with college, and I was like 2 years into my first job. So that's how backlogged mobile series can be. And unfortunately, there's really no other way we can record mobile series. Like, I can move some series up as long as they do not conflict with other series. Like, mobile, we originally said we weren't going to space them out, but I started to space them out anyway because I'm like, no, that's stupid. And what I mean by that is we won't have a Dragon Ball game along with the Dragon Ball mobile game. Like, Let's Play mobile.
Yeah.
Like, the only games that applies to something like that would be Pokemon. I would count any of the Pokemon mobile games as side games. And if we start a Pokemon side game first, and then a main series game comes out, then we'll play both of those games at the same time. But Pokemon's the only exception, because there's so much of it. And the side games are inherently so different from the main games. Unfortunately, we can't do something like that with Dragon Ball, even though it's pretty big, or Zelda.
Yeah.
And from my understanding, pretty much every game is a main game for Zelda. Like, what, the only side game it has is maybe Hyrule Warriors and Triforce Heroes? I don't know. But yeah, guys, the reason I had delayed Jurassic World, the game, is because we took so long with Evolution 1 and 2. Like, the only other Jurassic Park series we had were 2 other series, and that was Aftermath, which I wanted to play more than Jurassic World, the game, and Jurassic Park, the game. So I've now played Jurassic World the game and Jurassic Park the game. We still do not know why Jurassic World the game wasn't called Jurassic Park Builder 2 or Jurassic World Builder. Yeah. No one knows. Yeah, I would love to play more Jurassic Park games, but I still have to import at least 2 more series. Then I can start playing newer Jurassic World games. Like, Evolution was a port, Evolution 2 was new, and Aftermath was new. The other series were imports. And I still have another 2. Yeah, guys, I know a lot of you were maybe waiting on some Pokemon series and Dragon Ball series, but I just had to keep delaying Dragon Ball for Xenoverse 2 because they kept coming out with new DLC, and they still keep coming out with new DLC. And Pokemon, well, is Pokemon, and that's why we decided that we'll play side games along with main games. Yeah, both. Yeah, starting now, Dragon Ball should be coming out more on our channel, and Pokemon should start coming out more, maybe. It all depends on when the new games have new stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, Monstro, and yes, we're still looking for him.
Yeah, yes we are.
We are at 890 encounters. Still have not found one. This should be the 4th stream, right? The next stream is the last stream before we switch back to Sobble.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, hold on. Say that again.
Next stream, we hunt Wooloo.
Yes.
And then after that, we go back to Sobble.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait.
Search for the legendary. Yeesh. Corfish.
Oh, cool.
Well, good luck on your hunt. Yeah, I was talking about the channel and its series again.
To no one's surprise.
Well, you're over there looking at documents, and I need to talk
Yes,
about
I am.
something.
Well, it's more I'm trying to remove unnecessary documents. Because I have documents that are shared with me that shouldn't be shared with me. As in, like, stuff that's personal. So I'm trying to remove them from people's things.
So you're shiny hunting for the fossil Pokemon Sword and Shield, or is this a different game? I'm assuming it's for Sword and Shield. Okay, yeah, good luck with that. I had to get mine traded because I refused to shiny hunt them because they are a pain in the ass to shiny hunt.
Okay. I'm now down to only the documents that are actually like, I think I can remove this document, because this document is not the document. Y'all good.
Yeah, all I know is, I'm pretty sure the shiny charm doesn't affect those Pokemon. So it's gonna take you a long time to get them. Unless you have really, really good luck. What was he saying? Because it's a banned message and I can't read them.
Yeah, it misspelled something that he got confused. The Twitch got confused.
Oh. Well, what was he saying?
Oh, I'm used to full on hunts.
Ah, okay.
Full odds hunts.
Ah, okay. Oh, you used to full odds hunt. Well, if you have the time to do them, then by all means do them. I'm not gonna do them. That's why I traded for mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I shiny hunt, guys, I shiny hunt with the best odds possible because I want the shiny as soon as possible. That way I can shiny hunt for the next thing. And right now, I want my shiny black sheep. But yeah, guys, I want you to know I did try to attempt a full odds hunt. I did. I tried to attempt them in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee with the fossil Pokemon. It got so bad to where I was shiny hunting other Pokemon while also shiny hunting the fossils. And I was getting those shinies quicker than the fossils. I never, ever got one shiny fossil Pokemon from Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee that wasn't traded. Never found one. And I was on Aerodactyl for quite some time.
Yeah, so don't expect that we will ever do full odds hunts ever again.
Like, yeah,
Because we won't.
like Sword and Shield has broken previous, like, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee records in terms of length, but at least I'm getting the shiny. I never got a shiny fossil on my own, ever. I always had to trade for them. And before that, I didn't get any shiny, legendary, or fossil before Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Like, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee was the first time I shiny hunted any legendary Pokemon. Technically. Like, I tried shiny hunting for Xerneas and Yveltal, but I found out they were shiny locked.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Because there's, yeah, it's like, that's a 0% chance to find a shiny.
Yeah, like, I was looking for it for like a week or two, and I'm like, why haven't I found it? And then I finally Google it, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, with legendaries and mythicals, you should always check that.
But that was the first time that happened.
Yeah, exactly. So, now you know.
Now I check every time. And now I just assume they're shiny locked.
Also, a better assumption. Need to stand up for a little bit more, guys.
Yeah, older bro's been sitting all day.
By the way, it's about 2:30.
900 encounters.
$900.
Wow, perfect timing. I answered his question.
Yeah,
as
that's
he
what I'm saying,
typed it.
Literally, you said it, and then he posted this, like, a second later. So,
we go
you
through.
both on the same wavelength there.
We go through mini Wooloo, like in the span of 30 minutes. On a good day, I can get through 300 encounters. But I have to say, I wasn't expecting Wooloo to make it to 900 since it's one of the more common shinies. Like, I was expecting we'd already be back on Sobble right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it does, but the one big thing about it is that if you get...
It's like Pikachu and Eevee. Apparently, you get brilliant odds better if you just keep feigning the Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, more specifically, it's you get better brilliant odds if you feint brilliant versions of the Pokemon. So, we've just developed the policy of we feint everything.
Yeah. Because we were wrong about shiny hunting and Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. We are not going to be wrong about shiny hunting and Sword and Shield. So we're just like, fuck it, we're feigning everything.
Fuck it, we're feigning everything.
Again, this is not the best method. In fact, A-Drive's app says it's not. But it's...
Like other games, like, you might be wasting your time.
But it's the only method I can use in wild hunts in this game.
Yeah.
That's efficient enough.
Exactly, Finn. Also, hello.
Hey, Finn.
It's funny. I was literally looking through all my documents and was talking about a document that I thought you made, and turns out I made and have no context for it. And also, I was looking at 2 of our documents that I was considering merging.
But yeah, anyway, guys, I will still talk about it. I was very disappointed when they got rid of the SOS method. It was one of the best shiny hunt wild methods I've ever participated in.
In which game?
This was in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and Sun and Moon. I loved it to death. I wish they kept it, and they didn't.
Monster saying X shiny hunting's peaceful. Just bring out a sweet scent Pokemon and watch the encounters fly by.
I didn't shiny hunt a lot in X. Like the few shiny hunts I did were mainly water Pokemon, and I just used a rod, and I knew a route they were pretty common on. I just kept fishing until I got it. I think I got shiny Sea King that way, and I got shiny Magikarp that way. especially Magikarp, because there was one place where it was only Magikarp.
Carp.
And I remember I got that while I was helping out with one of my JRTC events. I was an overseer for an event.
Froakie, Zubat, Charmander. That's cool.
And while waiting for the event to start, I was shiny hunting. Yeah, they told me to just, go out and wait at this post for a little while. We'll tell you when it starts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. I literally sat down and I waited.
And fair enough. Like,
did some shiny hunting. Got my shiny Magikarp. Was happy for the rest of the day.
I used to have a shiny Scraggy, but I gaslit myself into thinking I saved after I caught it. I didn't. I mean, I don't know if that's gaslighting. If you, that's just you believed you saved after catching it. Like, it's gaslighting if you still think that you saved after catching it and are deluding yourself currently.
Yeah, what I do after every stream, guys, is I save my game.
Actually, that's an interesting question. Can you gaslight yourself? Like, my understanding of gaslighting was that it has to be other people telling you you're wrong, that something did or didn't happen.
But anyway, guys, even if I don't get the shiny, after every stream, I save whatever game we're playing. Like, sometimes I do forget, like, I forgot with Ocarina of Time one day, but it was a simple fix. You didn't know that because that happened off screen. But,
I guess you can gaslight yourself. It's just being delusional itself, but I don't know.
But yeah, guys, I save pretty much.
Save often.
Yeah, save option, yes. Like, that phrase has stuck with me. I save after a couple hours of playing a game on my own time. I thought that was a shiny Squirtle for a second. I looked down and I'm like, I thought I saw red fern. It's not.
Yeah, Mr. B, I think it's misusing the term, but I don't know.
Yeah, Monstro,
regardless.
there are actually some shiny hunt methods that you have to turn off autosave for. For instance, Arceus. I'm going through the Arceus method off camera, and it's not bad. Like, I did technically find the shiny I was going after, but I need to find it in alpha form shiny, because I'm shiny hunting for a friend. And they want it specifically alpha shiny. So it's I think I'm like 4 months into the shiny hunt.
That's insane.
But that's because I haven't had a lot of time to play Arceus as of late. I've been very busy despite me not having a job.
But Mr. B, what happens if you convince yourself that you're crazy?
I know it's crazy.
Alpha Arceus.
I don't want good and I don't want good enough.
No, alpha in Arceus, not an alpha Arceus.
No. They are wanting me to get a shiny alpha Zora. Hisuian Zora.
Exactly, Mr. B. You're rationalizing is just gaslighting yourself.
But anyway, in order to do the outbreak method, I have to turn off autosave. Because you have to manually save, and if it autosaves and you're in town, then it kind of screws with it. Like, let me try to describe the outbreak method to you. So, in order to do this method, you have to save outside of town. You cannot save in town. Because if you save in town, the outbreaks will not reset on the map. Like, there could be times where you get no outbreaks. There could be times where you get the outbreak you want specifically. Or you get the question mark outbreak, and I go for the question mark outbreaks. But you need to know where that Pokemon spawns, because this Pokemon only spawns in certain areas and certain outbreaks.
I own 30 shiny alphas. I know how to hunt them.
Well, I'm trying to describe it anyway. But Regardless,
Bro loves describing things even when everyone knows.
I have nothing else to talk about. Let me talk about the Arceus method.
Fair.
Anyways, so, don't save in town. You choose the shiny you want. I'm going for Zora. It only spawns in Alblaster Icelands or Obsidian Fieldlands. So I have to literally save in anywhere outside of town and keep transitioning. And if I don't get the outbreaks I want, then I literally have to close and reopen the game and reset at the place I saved. And then I have to go in the town and check the map again. If there's outbreaks I'm looking for, then I go to those outbreaks. If none of them are shiny, I save when I get to that place. Then I close and reopen the game again. I know you don't have to. As long as you don't save in town, you're fine. But what I do is I use Agua berries. That way I don't have to go around looking for the Pokemon. It saves me a bit of time. I have over 100. And I can technically gain more when I catch Zora in certain outbreaks. Especially if they're the berry outbreaks. In fact, the only berry outbreaks.
Monster asking, what shiny alphas do you have?
I've only found 2 shiny alphas throughout this whole ordeal. I found a random encounter shiny Kricketot, and I found a random encounter shiny Glalie as alphas. And the funny thing is, with the Glalie shiny was an alpha Glalie that is, like, coded to spawn there. Like, it wasn't some random outbreak or anything. It was a coded alpha. Like, if you reload and open the Alblaster Iceland, you'll always get a alpha Glalie that spawns in the middle of the map. I got that one shiny. And I didn't know it was shiny until I walked up to it, because Alpha has red eyes and Glalie shiny's kind of hard to spot.
Apparently his prizes are Alpha Spiritomb and Alpha Braviary.
Yeah, here's the one thing you guys should know. I don't mind if the shiny I'm looking for, I get it and it's alpha.
Yeah, you just want every shiny. You don't really care if the shinies are alphas or what.
Yes, I don't mind it because I know if I put it in the home, it's not going to be alpha in the next game, but I can still transfer it to Scarlet and Violet if the Pokemon's in Scarlet and Violet. It might not be alpha anymore, but I can do that. But I really just don't care for shiny hunting for alphas specifically. But I'm doing it for a friend because they asked me to. I'm like, sure, I'll do one shiny alpha hunt, whatever. And it's proving tedious. Like, I thought it was going to be easy. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Like, I thought getting the 1% alpha Porygon in a distortion was going to be hard enough. It didn't prepare me for shiny Sylveon and Sora. Like, getting a alpha Porygon is apparently next to unheard of, but you can get it. It does exist. An alpha of every Pokemon does exist.
Except Arceus.
Just some of them are harder than others to find.
We'll
Well,
say
the
the
only
wild
reason Alpha, Arceus, and Dialga don't exist is because you only get one of them.
I was gonna say, they're not wild Pokemon.
Exactly. Anything excluding legendaries or mythicals, there's an alpha form of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting Porygon was a pain in the ass. And it turns out I was looking for alphas all wrong when I was looking for Porygon. I got lucky on my 4th distortion, and I found it.
So it sounds like you were actually looking for it right, and now you're looking for it wrong.
Nope,
based on the...
I was looking for it wrong. So it turns out in order to have pretty much the best odds of any Pokemon, you need to complete their file in the Dex. But you can increase it even further than that, which I found out even later, where if you have every task done for every Pokemon, it increases your shiny odds further. Well, actually, it might not be your shiny odds, it might be your alpha odds. But still, if you complete a task for the dex, you complete all the tasks, it increases alpha odds. It doesn't necessarily increase shiny odds.
Apparently, a Alolan Vulpix also doesn't have a legal alpha.
Anything you can't get in World,
Yeah,
does not have.
which makes sense.
Yeah, does have an alpha. Anyway, if you complete all the tasks, normally you get boosted shiny odds and boosted alpha odds. If you complete the whole dex, you get boosted alpha odds, not shiny odds.
According to Monster, it's the opposite. It's collecting the dex increases shiny, not alpha.
Yeah, that's what.
No. The
I-
one at
I
the end
just-
where you said all tasks, that's
Yeah,
shiny, not alpha. It's the opposite of what you're saying.
he is saying perfecting a dex entry, which
Oh, the first one. So
Yes,
the
what
first
I
one
was
is
first
shiny.
saying.
Well, you were saying both. So either way, it's still wrong. It's
anyway.
the dex is shiny, not alpha, and the all tasks is alpha, not shiny.
For Piplup, if you complete all tasks for Piplup, you increase shiny odds and alpha odds. If you complete the whole dex, you do everything. That also increases alpha odds.
Yeah.
That is how it's been told to me. To make it as clear as possible, that's how I understand.
Yeah, according to Monster, there are no alpha odds at all. He's never heard of them. It's just shiny. There aren't specifically alpha odds.
Yeah, I've heard it explained to me from A-Drive. I've heard it explained from another shiny hunter that I can't remember the name of because I haven't watched them enough. And I've had it explained to me from Google articles I've read.
I don't know. I'm repeating what he says.
And honestly, it's factual because for a long time I wasn't getting like Alpha Rowlet. I finally started seeing them after I completed the entire entry for Rowlet. That's how long it took me to find an Alpha Rowlet, just one. And I was using the Outbreak method. I was seeing more Rowlet than I was Porygon.
So from the sounds of it, the most efficient way is to not complete any Pokédexes for any Pokemon at all.
No, you want to complete the dex.
Well, what I'm saying is, you only want to complete Pokédexes of Pokemon you want to see alphas of. Until you get the alpha.
Yes.
Then
Like,
you should complete
even
the
without
alpha.
the boosted odds, you can still find the alpha of it. It's just it's going to take longer.
Yeah.
And guys, I looked for Alpha Rowlet for about 2 weeks, and I'm like, no, okay, I have to be doing something wrong. And I looked it up, and I found out about the alpha odds. I wanted to know if you could increase them, and that's how I learned about it.
I haven't played Arceus in a while, so I don't know any more information than younger brother. So he is the expert as far as I'm aware, even if he's wrong.
I'm the shiny hunter, so I kind of have to look into this
Exactly.
stuff.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you could be wrong, but I'm still gonna believe you're right because I don't have any other alternative.
I don't
information.
have any way to disprove what stuff I've read about alpha odds
Yeah,
because
so.
it seemed to have
Makes
shown
logical
true
sense,
since I
so.
got it
Yeah, so.
after I completed the entry for Rowlet. Like,
No, I agree. I'm just saying. Like I'm.
oh, and by the way, I didn't just complete the entry for Rowlet. I also completed it for Dartrix and Hisuian. What's its face? Final Evolution of Rowlet. Decidueye, yes, thank you. Just to make sure, because she wanted Decidueye for Alpha, not necessarily Rowlet. And if I got Rowlet, I could just evolve it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure I could find Dartrix at the highest odds and Decidueye at the highest odds while I was looking for Rowlet, because Rowlet hordes can spawn Dartrix and Decidueye, especially if they're boosted and new hordes form. Usually when a new horde forms, it's either a Dartrix horde or Hisuian Decidueye, but it's usually almost guaranteed Hisuian Decidueye.
Yeah.
There is one horde that I'm looking for for Hisuian Zora where it's all alpha for Hisuian Zora. And you can get it. I've got it twice. But none of them were shiny. And that horde is my best chance to get a shiny alpha Hisuian Zora. Because they're spawning all alphas.
Yeah.
Like, it's a guarantee alpha spawn. But guys, like I said, I've been looking for a Hisuian shiny alpha Zora for about 3-4 months now, and I've only gotten that horde to spawn twice. Once was last month, and the other time was when I started hunting for it. So 4 months ago.
Monstro's going in deep.
Maybe I'm confusing A-Drive with the other shiny hunter I watched.
Younger brothers watched quite a few.
I have. Maybe you have to look up alpha specifically, like increasing your alpha odds. Maybe then his videos will pop up. Not shiny hunt. Sorry, shiny hunt. Shiny odds. Because that's what I looked up. I didn't look up shiny odds. I looked up alpha odds. Because I'm looking for the alpha Pokemon, not necessarily the shiny. Because what my friend wanted was a few alpha Pokemon that weren't shiny, and she wanted also an alpha shiny Pokemon, which was the thing I'm looking for right now. So I needed to know A, how to increase alpha odds, and B, how to increase shiny odds. Alpha Pokemon A-Drive. Let me see if I can find it. I could have swore A-Drive was the one that explained this. There is how to get shiny alpha Pokemon in Arceus. I think that's the one I watched. And I think I watched Austin John's as well. Oh, that was the other shiny hunter I looked up, Austin John. Maybe A-Drive just explains how to do the shiny hunt method rather than telling you this increases alpha odds and this increases shiny odds. I can't remember. It's been like 2 or 3 months since I last looked this up. Regardless, there is a way to increase alpha odds, and I know it has something to do with the Pokédex.
Yeah, I'm also not finding any information. I'm finding information about the rates, but all the posts I'm seeing about the rates say that they are static. Like each species has its own rates, but they are non-changing. The only thing they talk about with the Pokédex is shiny rates. Oh, and the other thing is, question for you. Not every Pokemon has a set location, right? As in, like, not every Pokemon in the game has a guaranteed alpha spawn, right?
Sometimes you can get guaranteed alpha spawns and outbreaks.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, there are Pokemon that do not have a guarantee that they will be alpha. Like, 100% of the time.
No.
Okay. Because according to this, the average alpha rate is 1%.
Yes.
Yeah, so what that means is, you know how the normal rate of shiny hunting is 1 in 4096?
Yeah.
That means that the odds of an alpha shiny is 1 in 4 million.
Yes.
96,000. Which is 0.0002%.
Alright, here's the article I read. For those who have shiny hunted legendary Pokemon in previous games, you already know about soft resetting. This isn't a method that's new to Pokemon as a franchise, but it is new to Legends Arceus. You can also increase your odds of finding a shiny alpha by completing its Pokédex entry and obtaining the shiny charm. But that is saying shiny alpha.
Yeah. No. That's saying you can increase your shinies by increasing the shiny rate.
Yes, that's how you increase the shiny rate.
It does not increase the alpha rate. That is set. So every Pokemon has between 0.2 and 2% rate, and it's unchangeable. According to Monster, it's 5%. So even if we assume that, it's saying 5% across the board, no changes. You can't change that value.
To me, what this is saying is to increase the odds of both shiny and alpha, you complete the dex entry.
And what I'm telling you is that's not what that means. What it means is, in order to increase your rates of a shiny alpha, you do the tasks that increase the shiny rate. Because that's the only thing you can change. The alpha rate is set. It's a 5% at max. So, the only thing you can do is change the shiny rate. Because you're either going to have a 1 in 4 million chance, or a 1 in 1 million chance.
Yeah, but like I said, I did not find any alpha Rowlet using the current method. Yeah. Like, not looking for shiny, just the alpha. I just wanted the alpha. And I had to literally complete the dex entry for Rowlet, Dartrix, and Hisuian Decidueye to even find one. So I want to say there is some truth into completing tasks because it's to me it's saying that's increasing your shiny rate, and it is increasing the rate at which that Pokemon spawns, which means a more increased chance for an alpha to spawn.
Yes. Okay, yes. The difference between the two things you're saying is probability and statistics. You are correct that you will get them faster. It's not correct to say that the rate increases. Or it's not changing the probability.
I think that's what I was not understanding.
Yeah,
it is increasing the spawn rate, not the alpha rate.
Yeah, the way to describe it is, the spawn rate of alphas is set, but if you get more Pokemon faster, you will get alphas faster. Because at 5% spawn rate, if you spawn 1 Wooloo every hour, you're obviously going to get shinies slower than if you spawn 100 Wooloo every hour. But you're not changing the shiny odds. You're just changing the speed at which the Pokemon
appears. So yeah, in that sense, yes, you're increasing the odds, in quotes. You're increasing the chances, because there's more chances.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry,
that
Mike.
might be it.
So, but yeah, so it's like the
Guess I had
number.
to reread that
Yeah.
article a little bit.
Yeah, okay. As long as we're on the same page. But so yeah, what you're trying to do is increase the speed at which you get a shiny. To which, this is one of the reasons the article doesn't suggest you do Shiny Porygon Alpha. Because apparently if you do it in the, that's one of the ones that you get in, like, Distortion. Those are unincreasable. According to the article, those rates can't be increased. By any method.
No. Like, can't.
Yeah, so that, it's always a 0.0002% chance.
Luckily, guys, we won't have to shiny hunt Porygon.
So.
Guys, I already have Porygon 1, 2, and Z. Shiny.
Or even in the case of 5%, 0.000.
But that said, we will have to do some distortion hunting. That will happen.
By the way, we are within a minute and a half.
Okay. Oh boy. Maybe I understand Arceus a little bit better now, but still, like I said,
We're learning stuff.
I saw like alphas more often after I completed a dex entry. That's why I believed whatever I read, whatever I saw was saying that the alpha spawns were increased. They are, but not the rate. The spawn rate is increased, not the...
Sadly, I'm doing a shiny alpha deck, so pain. Yeah. Yeah, Monstro. Good luck, man.
Oh, God.
Don't do full odds. Please.
He loves this full odds hunt. What
That-
more do you want?
Look,
better
I
challenge.
understand. I understand people who want to torture themselves, but this is a level of torture that no one should want.
Okay, Monstro says he's not.
Thank God. Oh, thank the Lord!
I would have been praying for his sanity immediately.
There's no sanity to pray for if you're doing that. That's insane. That is a level of sanity that needs hospitalization. It's time.
I can't believe. Ah!
It is time.
Oh, it's time. Okay. Next 5 encounters. Anyway, guys, we will shiny hunt in Arceus one of these days. I mean, we have a couple videos, but I wasn't shiny hunting. Those were actual random encounters because I wasn't trying to shiny hunt.
I mean, to be fair, Monster, I think the reason you've not seen anyone do that is because you might die before you finish that. Like, I don't think it's from lack of trying. I think it's from insanity of difficulty.
Yeah, there might be some shiny alphas you might just trade for. But I understand completely of wanting to get the shiny yourself. I do. But there's some shinies I'm just like, nope.
Then my children will do it, damn it. This man's insane. Like,
Monstro for middle
look, look, his qualifications are high, but we're not currently looking for applications.
Petition for Monstro to be middle pro.
We're not petitioning for unemployment. No.
And that's a shirt.
It's not a shirt. I am not putting on any shirt ever. Petition for X person to join Two Bros game, though. That's damn insane. I wouldn't even do that for Mr. B.
And that's a shirt, Mr. B. Mr. B shirt.
Look, if there's anything that's gonna be a shirt, it's gonna be me flipping you off saying that's not a fucking shirt. and that would be a shirt I make for me. And no one else gets it.
We haven't done that's a shirt joke in a long time. I'm bringing it back. And that's a shirt.
I will sooner make a shirt of Clippy. I see that you're trying to play this game badly. Mind if I help?
I want to be anywhere but here with this stupid younger Kuma saying that's a shirt to everything.
Younger bro is not in charge of merch, guys.
And yet we keep writing it down.
We write it down, and I approve the ideas I want. Younger bro is not in charge of merch.
We will see it one day, yes. One day, that's a shirt.
I'll look.
Come to reality.
If we ever get some merch, I'll consider putting a Pride shirt out.
A pride shirt. That's a shirt. A pride shirt.
Yes.
Shirt.
That is a shirt. We are nowhere near the first person to think about that.
Everything Two Bros Game Night says that's a shirt.
God no. The costs of that alone is astronomical.
It would be bigger than
we
the
would
universe
literally have
itself.
to stop speaking, and we still couldn't afford it.
The amount of thread that would take.
It is the amount of shirts that we would need to create would exceed the volume of the universe.
Let my words be known, that's a shirt.
Not even a database as large as YouTube could ever hold the amount of shirts that would create.
Not even
It's impossible, man! What's wrong with you? You're insane!
Not even the future merch website can hold this
Nope.
amount of shirtness.
End this insane conversation.
And the stream. That is going to be it for today's episode. So like and subscribe to YouTube and Twitch. Comment to our videos. We do read them. Follow on Twitch. We are at 936 encounters. And that's a shirt.
It's not a shirt.
Goodbye.
Good night, everyone.